Good evening, everybody, and welcome to Springfield High School, the site of today's Philadelphia Catholic League regular season finale between the Father Judge Crusaders and the LaSalle College High School Explorers. Certainly a lot of bragging rights here, as this is a big-time rivalry between these two programs, but also playoff seeding at play. These two teams will play again next week, and whether that game is at Ramp Playground or at the site of LaSalle's choosing is going to be determined by who wins this one here today. Two teams with a ton to play for. And as every regular season home finale is, it is also senior day here for LaSalle, where they will honor 20-plus seniors who have given years of their life to this program, and this will be their final regular season home contest. Will Ryan is alongside me, Bob Long, and Will, as a senior in high school yourself, you know a little bit what that feels like. You'll have that opportunity, and when basketball season comes around and comes to a close, not to wish it away, but what are your thoughts as you watch here these seniors about to be introduced?
No, absolutely, and this is a very tight-knit group. They've obviously, as you said, have been together for the past 4 years. Obviously, there will be a couple transfers in there, here and there, but it's just such a cohesive unit. And to go out and kind of march out, I like the whole look of just them all lined up together and just kind of chatting, and it just shows kind of that friendship, that brotherhood, and that bond they've created over these past 4 years. So obviously, they'll march out, and then they'll get to go play, a final regular season home game together, just to play Father Judge again next week. So it'll be a good kind of rivalry. As you've said, it's a rivalry before, but a rivalry brewing this year as well, because, back-to-back times playing the same team, it's something that you don't see very often in football, but when you do, it tends to be two really darn good games. So very excited to see this.
Head coach John Steinmetz, longtime head coach of the LaSalle Explorers. He's done a good job with this unit. There have been a lot of injuries on the offensive and the defensive side of the football. That defense, by and large, Will, has stepped up all year long, and they've shouldered a lot in terms of, hey, the offense has not always been full bore, but they've been really, really good. They've won some defensive struggles, and they're going to need another effort like that tonight.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, you look at the Archbishop Wood game. Is there a better example of the defense coming up and winning a football game? I honestly don't think that there is. We'll kind of turn it over to Mr. Carabello here, as he's the PA announcer, Chris Carabello, and he will announce the seniors.
Topher Letty, escorted by his parents, Meg and Terry. Escorted by his parents, Amy and Christopher. Manager Matt Wagner, escorted by his parents Jen and Dan. Number 3, Del Jackson, escorted by his parents Tahir and Delano. Number 6, Sean McFadden, escorted by his parents, Jennifer and John. Number 7, Gavin Damon, escorted by his parents, Ann and Sean. Number 9, Sam Ross, escorted by Geraldine Ross. Number 10, Noel Henry, escorted by his parents, Ellen and Will. Number 15, Tim Smith, escorted by his parents, Jen and Tim. Number 16, Ryan Sorge, escorted by his parents, Suzanne and Jerry. Number 21, Mackay Johnson, escorted by his parents, Lakeisha and Matt. Number 28, Matt Mitchell, escorted by his parents, Kelly and John. Number 29, Carson Nidzielski, escorted by his parents, Alicia and Michael. Number 45, Colin Dunlap, escorted by his parents, Jen and Mike. Number 49, Michael Filippo, escorted by his parents, Kelly and John. Number 52, Daryl Dangoy, escorted by his parents, Wilhelmina and Tori. Number 53, TJ Ballet, escorted by his parents, Kathleen and Bob. Number 60, Brendan DeLeo, escorted by his parents, Colleen and Joe. Number 66, Cole Kozlowski, escorted by his parents, Patricia and Gregory. Number 79, Charlie Kingsbury, escorted by his parents, Stacy and Dan. Number 81, Aiden McCall, escorted by his parents, Marianne and Michael. Number 82, Jack Lamort, escorted by his parents, Mary Alice and Eric. Number 86, Mike Martino, escorted by his parents, Alma and Francis. Number 87, Brendan O'Connor, escorted by his parents, Jen and Ted. And number 98, Andrew Park, escorted by his parents, Sung Hee and Sung Min. Let's have a big round of applause for the senior members of the football program here at LaSalle College High School.
It's always great to be on the air for that and have that memorialized. I know that Bill Wasilenko, LaSalle football historian, does a great job. Saw him down there on the field. So his video certainly isn't live, but check out his YouTube page for the closer up peek, if you will, to the ceremony pregame here. And Will, I know we'll have some time to talk about this game before we kick off, but last thoughts on this senior class as it pertains to their big evening here and their chance to be honored.
I just think it's such a wonderful opportunity for this senior class to kind of go out on a bit of a high note. Obviously, it's just their final regular season game, not their final game as in the blue and gold, but this certainly means something. I mean, your senior night, it's something that you remember. When you talk to alums, they talk about their senior night. So what an opportunity this is for the seniors to kind of go out on a high note.
We'll take a quick break. Kickoff is at 6, so we might be back about one more time prior to kickoff, preview this game, and then we will have some football here from Springfield, Montgomery County, right down the road from LaSalle High School. The old school, the original, the longtime home of this LaSalle Explorers football program. They make an effort now to get back here at least once every year. Today is that day, and it should be a fantastic football game with a lot on the line. Stay with us, folks. We'll be back on the other side, and you are watching LaSalle College High School football, and it is live right here on Bob Long Sports.
Dunphy Ford is Mayfair's neighborhood Ford store.
Nobody knows your neighborhood like Dunphy Ford.
Nearly 40 years.
Right here on Frankfurt Avenue.
Generation after generation. Our neighbors continue to be our customers. We have access to the cars and trucks you want with financing you need.
Dunphy Ford is Northeast Philly's first choice for America's #1 brand. 7700 Frankfurt Avenue in Mayfair. Online at www.dunphyford.com.
Come experience the Dumpy difference. You'll be glad you did.
My name is Patrick Donahue, a franchise consultant with FranChoice, the premier network of franchise consultants in America. FranChoice is a company that helps people find a franchise business that's the perfect fit for them. We work with the people who want to own a business but don't really know how to find one that's both a top-notch opportunity and a great match. We specialize in franchise opportunities with the following 3 characteristics: low investment, high margin, and rapid break-evens. The best thing about our service is that it's free to the public. We're paid by franchise companies for this service. The process is simple. First, we do an introduction. Then the candidate provides me with information. We have a consultation based on that information, and we build what's called the model. Once we have that model, we'll share that with 3 great opportunities that match your criteria. I will follow up with you through the entire process. Obviously, the best opportunities fit the criteria mentioned above, and the right way to find those opportunities is to spend some time with the people who work with the very best franchise companies looking to expand in your local area. I'm humbled by your consideration, and I look forward to speaking with you soon.
They said it couldn't be done, but somehow CCM was able to close this home in just 21 days. Carl, how'd you pull this off?
Oh, hard work, dedication, grinding.
Were you ever worried?
Well, you know, Chloe, they pinned us in deep in the second bedroom, inspection issues, but we regrouped. Knew there was still a lot in play.
Well, I'm sure the Franklins were pleasantly surprised.
We got a good organization here. A lot to look forward to.
Good luck with the next close. And there you have it. Cross Country Mortgage is dedicated to getting it done.
So, it's time for your business to renew your lease. Or perhaps you're right-sizing or relocating. This can be an exciting time, but it's also a major project to undertake. Hundreds of decisions to make, some of which may impact your business for the next decade. You know you need an expert on your side from start to finish. What if this expert had no conflicts of interest, no landlords to answer to, and a fiduciary responsibility to work solely in your best interest? Someone who knows the questions to ask, the levers to pull, the pitfalls to avoid. Enter the experts at Gola Corporate Real Estate. They've seen it all over the course of thousands of transactions in dozens of industries. Gola gets it. And what if those experts came with a team? Subject matter experts to manage everything that comes with this process. Space planning and design, relocation planning and budgeting, helping you manage your vendors, construction oversight, all with zero out-of-pocket cost to you. A turnkey experience that adds real value, value that flows right to your bottom line. Gola gets it. We've been partnering with clients like you for over 40 years, and we know what's important: solving problems, creating flexibility, protecting and stretching your dollars. Philadelphia-based with a national presence. Get to know Gola. Gola gets it.
At Meineke, we care about your family. So this winter, let Meineke keep your car on the road, saving time and money. Take advantage of Meineke's complete auto repair services, whether it's tires, brakes, exhaust, or tune-ups. At Meineke, we do it all. And all services are backed by Meineke's nationwide guarantee. Whatever car repairs you need, come to Meineke, because at your locally owned and operated Meineke, we do car care right.
What does this win mean?
Been with the family for a long time. With our team chemistry, it was bound to happen.
Just close, baby!
Such a big win from Cross Country Mortgage. Dedicated to getting it done.
Good evening, everybody. Welcome into the Nittany Lions Sports Report. Good evening, everybody. Welcome into the Nittany Lions Sports Report live on Bob Long Sports. Today we're going to talk about the offensive line and our man of the hour, the chef, the man himself.
This year, you're going to see all 4 guys run. They all bring a different style.
The quarterback is going to read the defensive end's eyes and make a determination. Am I going to keep this football or am I going to hand it off to the running back? And that is generally the point of the RPO. Look who we have. We have Chris Perangeli, our guest picker for the evening.
The coaches at LaSalle are great because they strive for you to be your best.
I was able to maximize my full potential in terms of opportunity in football, wrestling, and lacrosse.
They're going to be pushed to be the best they can be in the classroom, on the field, in the pool, and just overall as a person.
Student first, athlete second. Before you have success on the field, you have to have success in the classroom so you can be on the field.
One thing I think makes LaSalle Athletics stand out are the facilities that we have. One thing I think makes the athletic programs here so strong is definitely the coaching and the staff.
I think I've improved as a competitor here at LaSalle because I'm always being pushed by coaches and by my peers. Seeing my peers work hard makes me want to work harder as well.
No matter what your interests are, every single person here is going to make sure that you're able to fulfill your dreams and what you want to do.
What allows us to keep winning is just our really strong sense of tradition and pride. We know that 30 years before us they won the PCL, so we're going to go out there and we're going to do our best to succeed like the guys before us did.
What does your character look like? Does it bounce back after each setback? Does it stand out by standing up? Does it make good on good intentions? Character is invisible until it's not. Only through action will the world know what it's made of, what you're made of. Find out how you can strengthen the character of your community alongside empowered veterans and families of the fallen at travismanion.org.
I say that LaSalle fuels my passion because it has such great programs with what I'm interested in.
LaSalle affords you the opportunity to get involved in as much as you possibly want to. There's tons of different clubs and activities with any different interest you could have.
No matter what you're doing, you'll be supported by your peers, and LaSalle will become a place that you love to go to and you will want to go to every day.
I think it was pretty easy to make friends. I feel like the most friends I made came through my extracurriculars.
What I love about LaSalle is you could make relationships with other people by getting out of your comfort zone. That's what LaSalle really teaches us, to be open and be open to meeting new people.
You're always going to gain something from clubs. Even if you find out that that club isn't for you, you're still going to pull something away from it, come out with new friends, have new connections.
Getting involved definitely helps you meet new people.
You want to come to LaSalle because you want to be able to explore. You want to be able to try a number of different opportunities we have to offer here.
You're going to really discover what it means to be not only a LaSalle gentleman, but also develop your own passions and have all these different opportunities to try things that you might not have had otherwise.
And welcome back inside Springfield High School here in Montgomery County. Bob Long and Will Ryan alongside Will as we break down this one. About 10 minutes until kickoff. Father Judge, a team that has a lot of pride. They're always a tough team. Last year's Philadelphia Catholic League winning LaSalle Explorers trounced them at Ramp Playground. But I think that this Judge team smells a little bit of blood in the water here today. A chance to come out and win this one.
Absolutely, and there's a lot of similarities between these two teams, and the glaring one is their one PCL win apiece, and that is against Archbishop Wood. Both teams have a victory over Archbishop Wood. Neither were particularly high-scoring affairs. You know, LaSalle fans, if you were either at the game or tuned into the broadcast, you remember that 0-0 going into overtime game. So, you know, you're not if you're going to watch this game, you're not expecting to see a whole lot of points, but you will see two prideful teams who have pretty darn good defenses who will keep this game in check.
Yeah, they certainly will. And listen, this Father Judge team has some guys that can make some plays. Naimir Appling leads the team in receiving. He's a big-time weapon.
Yeah, and Naimir Appling, you're going to see him on both sides of the ball as well. A couple interceptions this year. Will return kicks and punts. We'll get the ball in all types of ways in the offense. So number one, on the field in the blue, I guess the white today, the light blue Father Judge colors. Not today, you see it at the Ramp Playground a lot. But the visitors wearing the white, but number 1 in white, Nymir Appling. Look out for him.
How about our guy Chris Carabello there right behind us, public address announcer, getting some FaceTime. Great to see you, my friend. He's jotting down some statistics for us. But Tyler Yurkoff, starting quarterback for Father Judge, and he's a guy that can do a little bit of everything, right? Can use his legs. They've had guys like that in the past. He fits that bill, and he can do just enough for this team to make that downfield passing attack viable.
Absolutely, kind of the prototypical Father Judge quarterback, someone who, will be more mobile, but can, throw the ball if need be. And he's got a guy like Nymir Appling as just a weapon in that offense. And when you have a guy like Appling, it just makes your job a bit easier.
On the defensive side of the football for LaSalle, I think it starts and ends with Daryl Dengoy in the middle. In that game against Archbishop Wood that LaSalle won, and it was 0-0 heading into overtime, he was a big part of the reason why. Huge fourth down stops, big bat downs, able to get into the backfield and disrupt timing. He, in a otherwise, somewhat down year for LaSalle, he has been that shining star defensively and keeps them in games.
Yeah, absolutely. You talk about Daryl Dengoy and the games, that LaSalle struggled, like Malvern Prep, for example, and, St. Joe's Prep. That's, you're going against offensive linemen who have, high Division I looks. Against this Father Judge team, Daryl Dengoy will probably be the best player on the field. And against Archbishop Wood, he certainly showed that. And against Father Judge, I expect him to show that again.
And then the other defensive key for LaSalle, I think, is the play of the outside linebackers. We've highlighted it all year, Matt Wills, Sean McFadden. McFadden really has taken on a dual-purpose role in the last couple of weeks, but he, just as much as Daryl Dengoy, impacted that Archbishop Wood win.
And you think about Sean McFadden, what a versatile player he is. If you remember about 4 years ago, now that he's a senior, he would get time on special teams. He would return kicks. He got a couple blocks on special teams. Just someone who's always, in the causing issues, if you will. And this year, in a bit of a down year for the Explorers, McFadden, while he was hurt, once he came back from that ankle injury, he said, I'm going to take charge of this team. I'll take some carries if you need me, coach. I want to be out on the offense and on the defense. I'm going to do everything I can for this team. And he's just an exciting player to watch. It's number 6 in blue.
And then on the offensive side of the ball, have not hit that yet for LaSalle. John McSorley is taking a lot of snaps, really the entirety of the game last week against Roman Catholic in a loss to the Kaelites. But, Will, I think to a man, everybody would tell you this undermanned and injury-prone Explorer team hung in there and was a 1-point game deep into that second half. John McSorley was a big reason why. A guy who started the year as the backup running back.
Yeah, and with Stevie Davis, you're not going to get a whole lot of touches as the backup running back, but McSorley obviously stayed ready, stepped into that role when, Gavin Sidwar went down with a collarbone, Gavin Damon with a concussion. Then, they go to Noel Henry and Timmy Smith and finally kind of settle on John McSorley, number 24, not a number that you see a whole lot of quarterbacks wearing. But certainly a bright spot just because you see the effort from McSorley. You know what I mean? It's something where McSorley, hey, I'm not necessarily a quarterback by trade. I did play a little bit in, lower levels, but I'm going to go out there and I'm going to do my very best every single snap. And you kind of see that drive from number 24 in blue.
Yeah, it's been great. And I'm looking forward to seeing him here today because he has a lot of weapons he can throw, too. Jimmy Dolan has come onto the scene. He's been great. And, of course, Noel Henry and Ryan Sorge, both seniors, both honored here today. Two guys that were phenomenal in last year's Philadelphia Catholic League winning effort. This year, just haven't gotten the ball quite as often. But you know, at any one point, any three of those guys, throw John Koch in there as well, can take the top off.
Yeah, absolutely. And I kind of have this vivid memory of last year, Alan Paterzo hitting Ryan Sorge deep against Father Judge. You wonder if Ryan Sorge can get involved again today.
We shall see. We shall see. That's where we'll leave you. About 5 minutes until kick here at Springfield High School. He's Will Ryan. I'm Bob Long. You saw Chris Carabello, our buddy, doing public address, hop into the camera. We're all here today. It'll be a great game, and we appreciate everybody being with us. It's senior night. It is homecoming. It's a big weekend here at LaSalle, and now this football team has a chance to punch their ticket for a home site in the first round of the District 12 6A playoffs. We'll see you in just a few minutes. Thanks again for being with us, everybody, and we'll be right back.
Dunphy Ford is Mayfair's neighborhood Ford store.
Nobody knows your neighborhood like Dunphy Ford.
Nearly 40 years.
Right here on Frankfort Avenue. Generation after generation. Our neighbors continue to be our customers. We have access to the cars and trucks you want with financing you need.
Dunphy Ford is Northeast Philly's first choice for America's #1 brand. 7700 Frankfort Avenue in Mayfair. Online at www.dunphyford.com.
Come experience the Dunphy difference. You'll be glad you did.
My name is Patrick Donahue, a franchise consultant with FranChoice, the premier network of franchise consultants in America. FranChoice is a company that helps people find a franchise business that's the perfect fit for them. We work with the people who want to own a business but don't really know how to find one that's both a top-notch opportunity and a great match. We specialize in franchise opportunities with the following 3 characteristics: low investment, high margin, and rapid break-evens. The best thing about our service is that it's free to the public. We're paid by franchise companies for this service. The process is simple. First, we do an introduction. Then the candidate provides me with information. We have a consultation based on that information, and we build what's called the model. Once we have that model, we'll share that with 3 great opportunities that match your criteria. I will follow up with you through the entire process. Obviously, the best opportunities fit the criteria mentioned above, and the right way to find those opportunities is to spend some time with the people who work with the very best franchise companies looking to expand in your local area. I'm humbled by your consideration, and I look forward to speaking with you soon.
They said it couldn't be done, but somehow CCM was able to close this home in just 21 days. Carl, how'd you pull this off?
Oh, hard work, dedication, grinding.
Were you ever worried?
Well, you know, Chloe, they pinned us in deep in the second bedroom, inspection issues, but we regrouped. Knew there was still a lot in play.
Well, I'm sure the Franklins were pleasantly surprised.
We got a good organization here. A lot to look forward to.
Good luck with the next close. And there you have it. Cross Country Mortgage is dedicated to getting it done.
So, it's time for your business to renew your lease. Or perhaps you're right-sizing or relocating. This can be an exciting time, but it's also a major project to undertake. Hundreds of decisions to make, some of which may impact your business for the next decade. You know you need an expert on your side from start to finish. What if this expert had no conflicts of interest, no landlords to answer to, and a fiduciary responsibility to work solely in your best interest? Someone who knows the questions to ask, the levers to pull, the pitfalls to avoid. Enter the experts at Gola Corporate Real Estate. They've seen it all over the course of thousands of transactions in dozens of industries. Gola gets it. And what if those experts came with a team? Subject matter experts to manage everything that comes with this process. Space planning and design, relocation planning and budgeting, helping you manage your vendors, construction oversight, all with zero out-of-pocket cost to you. A turnkey experience that adds real value, value that flows right to your bottom line. Gola gets it. We've been partnering with clients like you for over 40 years, and we know what's important: solving problems, creating flexibility, protecting and stretching your dollars. Philadelphia-based with a national presence. Get to know Gola. Gola gets it.
At Meineke, we care about your family. So this winter, let Meineke keep your car on the road, saving time and money. Take advantage of Meineke's complete auto repair services, whether it's tires, brakes, exhaust, or tune-ups. At Meineke, we do it all. And all services are backed by Meineke's nationwide guarantee. Whatever car repairs you need, come to Meineke, because at your locally owned and operated Meineke, we do car care right.
What does this win mean?
Been with the family for a long time. With our team chemistry, it was bound to happen.
Just close, baby!
Such a big win from Cross Country Mortgage, dedicated to getting it done.
Good evening, everybody. Welcome into the Nittany Lions Sports Report. Good evening, everybody. Welcome into the Nittany Lions Sports Report live on Bob Long Sports. Today we're going to talk about the offensive line and our man of the hour, the chef, the man himself.
This year, you're going to see all four guys run. They all bring a different style.
The quarterback is going to read the defensive end's eyes and make a determination. Am I going to keep this football or am I going to hand it off to the running back? And that is generally the point of the RPO. Look who we have. We have Chris Perangeli, our guest picker for the evening.
The coaches at LaSalle are great because they strive for you to be your best.
I was able to maximize my full potential in terms of opportunity in football, wrestling, and lacrosse.
They're going to be pushed to be the best they can be in the classroom, on the field, in the pool, and just overall as a person.
Student first, athlete second. Before you have success on the field, you have to have success in the classroom so you can be on the field.
One thing I think makes LaSalle Athletics stand out are the facilities that we have. One thing I think makes the athletic programs here so strong is definitely the coaching and the staff.
I think I've improved as a competitor here at LaSalle because I'm always being pushed by coaches and by my peers. Seeing my peers work hard makes me want to work harder as well.
No matter what your interests are, every single person here is going to make sure that you're able to fulfill your dreams and what you want.
We welcome everybody back here to Springfield, Montgomery County High School, the home of the LaSalle Explorers. LaSalle versus Father Judge coming up right now here on Bob Long Sports. And as we always do, we're going to highlight the LaSalle Pep Band, who will play the national anthem. They do a great job. They go to every game, home and road. And this is their senior night as well.
By the LaSalle Pep Band under the direction of Senior Christopher Dolich.
Well, you don't need me to tell you this, but we are on the other side of the band, and we were trying to jack up our audio levels just as high as they could go, so we do apologize for waking those up that were sleeping on the couch, getting ready for this one. But you know what? Well, it's time for football here from Springfield High School, so it is time to wake up and get ready to go. Good to have you alongside, my friend.
Yeah, a bit of an alarm clock for anyone snoozing before kickoff here at 6 o'clock. Maybe perhaps getting some rest in before the Phillies game tonight as well. It was a late night last night for those who watched.
But we are ready for football. Never a dull moment here. And LaSalle dressed in their home blue, all blue, pants and tops with the gold helmets.
Yeah, it's a good look. It really is. It's clean, kind of like everything about it for the Explorers.
Father Judge dressed in all white. They have red outlines on a very light blue, Carolina blue number. Andrew Park will kick off. Keyshawn Dawkins looks back deep to receive for Father Judge, and we are underway. Angled towards the sidelines, Dawkins picks it up on a hop. Carson Wakefield giving chase. He'll be the one to get there, taking down Dawkins at the 15-yard line. Now we get to see Tyler Yurkov. Tonight he'll be wearing number 13, normally wears number 12. And, Will, we mentioned it in the pregame, a prototypical Father Judge quarterback, a guy who can beat you on the ground and in the air. Tough kid, tough football team here, Father Judge. And a big game for the Crusaders.
Yeah, absolutely. You talk about the ground attack for Yurkov, 5 rushing touchdowns this year so far. That's pretty good for a running back, let alone a quarterback.
And a botched snap. They're going to get right back on it. Eric Smith. We saw a lot of Eric Smith last year, and he had a decent game. It was otherwise a blowout by LaSalle, but it certainly wasn't Smith's fault. He was playing both directions, and they did score a number of points in that game as well. More concerning for the Crusaders is the offensive lineman down there on the field. First play of the game, out comes Dave Crow. That's the gentleman in all red that you see. He's also ready for the Phillies game here tonight, but most importantly, a tremendous trainer here at the high school level.
Yeah, and unfortunately it looked like that offensive lineman in a great deal of pain, perhaps shoulder. Don't want to speculate, obviously, but just hope that he recovers quickly.
Well, while he gets up, and it is good to see him up and walking. Looks like Jaden White, potentially, number 60. But we'll tell you about the Station Tap House in Doylestown. Station Tap House is a great spot to go get food with your family, your friends. Great spot to host parties. And while the weather is still nice, and how nice has it been recently, they have a great area outside, a patio seating, a covered bar area. It's the perfect spot to watch the big game. Find a time to get over there and watch the Phillies this week. Joe Wade and the rest of that Wade family does a tremendous job with that establishment. And really, we appreciate all that they do for us and all that they do for high school athletes to allow us to do what we do.
Yeah, absolutely. And Bob, you kind of spoke a little bit about how beautiful it's been. It's 53 degrees, and I don't think any wind whatsoever here today. So kicking both ways should be even.
Yurkov throws to the outside, had a man. That was Appling, but again, another play there, fumbled on the exchange, and that threw the whole play out of whack.
Bob, I'm going to go kind of off on a limb here and say that will not be the last time Yurkov targets Appling tonight. That's going to be the target that he's looking for all day. That's number 13 looking for number 1. And Appling is just an electric weapon for these Crusaders.
It's 3rd down and 13 yards to go. Matt Wills shows blitz and brings it. Pressure. Yurkov, he tucks and runs. He'll come well short. Got back to the line of scrimmage. That's it. And that LaSalle defense, that vaunted Steinmetz defense, holds on the first drive of the game.
And while the pressure was good there from the Explorers, that's also on the cornerbacks and the DBs. You know, we ask a lot of these guys, and on that particular play, they showed up and kind of made Yurkov scramble around a bit, and there was just nothing there.
Justin Nikolopoulos will punt this one away. Back deep is Jimmy Dolan, and that one is well short. Great decision there by the Explorers to back away, and the backspin takes it all the way to the 31-yard line. Great starting field position here for LaSalle, and an opportunity, Will, to get right offensively.
Yeah, absolutely. And I think if you're the Explorers, you kind of just want to come out aggressive here. You know, kind of set the message early. 10 minutes to go in the first quarter. It's really early. That was a quick drive for the Crusaders of Father Judge. So I think you kind of try to get a guy like Ryan Sorge here involved, or, you know, with a weapon like Stevie Davis, your aggressiveness can be running the football. You know, don't get confused by saying, you know, be aggressive by throw the football. You've got a really good weapon in Stevie Davis, but you just kind of, your play call should be aggressive here.
Davis, who's been out for a month, a sight for sore eyes as he comes back and gets a gain of 1 to get things started. He tried to bounce that one to the outside. Father Judge, a nice job to set the edge.
And I believe in that time off, Stevie Davis did commit for lacrosse, not football, but he's committed to Penn now. So congratulations to Stevie Davis. And another commitment on this offense is Koch. Koch is heading to Villanova for lacrosse as well. So just a couple congratulations in order.
Local talent staying in Philadelphia. You love to see it. 2nd down and 9. McSorley takes the snap, and again it's Davis. Bounces inside then. Again, Father Judge, that outside linebacker sets the edge. Stevie Davis had no choice but to cut it back in. Made a lot of it, but again, there was more to gain on the outside. A good job by Judge.
And that's kind of the scouting report on Davis, right? Keep him within those dashes. If Davis gets to the outside, he's dangerous. We all know how fast he is. He's a bowling ball in terms of kind of shedding tacklers and all, but you would much rather have a concentration of white around Davis than let him get to the outside.
Wouldn't be surprised to see a run here. Offensive coordinator Bernard Abrams. It's actually a good spot to be in as an OC. You know you have 2 downs to get this first. McSorley scrambles. McSorley fires, and it's caught. Noel Henry, that security blanket, and that blanket is just taking folks with him, ripping off the covers. What a play by Noel Henry.
And good job by McSorley. Hey, he could turn and run there, but he sees the pressure coming. And it looked like it was maybe perhaps number 68 kind of showing towards McSorley. So McSorley says, I'm going to just dump this off to Noel Henry. And Noel Henry kind of, again, like you said, takes some guys with him and picks up the 1st down and more.
Now it's 1st down and 10 from about the 13. So they can get a 1st down without getting a touchdown. McSorley takes the shotgun snap, looks one's way, and fires for Ryan Sorge. Now a late flag comes in the area of a unsportsmanlike conduct for the could have been a late hit on McSorley. Let's see if we get a look on the replay here, Will. And if it looks like that hit would have been delivered, I would say that's considered late.
Yeah, absolutely, and they do call the roughing the passer, so automatic 1st down and half the distance to the goal. No longer can get that 1st down that you talked about, but I don't think the Explorers mind.
I don't think that's true. I don't think that's true at the high school level. Yeah, I guess so. Okay. I guess that personal foul. Now, 15-yard penalties such as pass interference, as we talk about all the time on this broadcast, do not necessarily result in 1st downs, which we talked about with Huck Palmer last week. That's a rule that needs to change. It's a good that the personal foul penalties still result. McSorley up the gut. And that pile keeps pushing. He'll come up a yard short. 2nd down and goal from inside the 1.
And when you've got a guy like McSorley who's played running back, he's going to be physical. I mean, more physical than most quarterbacks, kind of like a Jalen Hurts type, taking on tacklers and just kind of churning his legs and keeping that pile going. And shout out to the offensive line as well, keeping that pile moving. Looks like they're perhaps inside the 1-yard line here.
John McSorley snuck the ball a couple of times last week against Roman Catholic in key moments of that game as well. Ended up punching one in for 6. Gavin Muller alongside McSorley in the backfield. McSorley will walk in. Touchdown, LaSalle. 1 drive, 1 score. And the Explorers feeling good early on here at Springfield.
Yeah, Muller kind of sets the tempo there, but not too much to set. It was completely wide open there, just a whole lot of blue in terms of the color of the end zone.
Yeah, Lucas Donahue as well, if we can get one more look at this one. 68 just pulverizing that defensive lineman into the end zone. Now Andrew Park on to attempt the extra point. He is a senior honored here today. That's blocked, and it remains 6-0, 7:31 to play here in the 1st quarter.
Yeah, that's not the first time that we've seen some, kind of special teams blunders from this LaSalle team. But, what do you say about that? You say, hey, we got to stop last time. We can get a stop again, and who the heck cares if we made or missed that extra point? And that's kind of got to be the mentality of this Explorers team. You've heard it from guys like Abdul Carter last year. It was so what, what's next? Or so what, now what? One of the two. And that's got to be the same exact mentality in terms of, hey, we missed an extra point, so what? Let's get it back.
This portion of today's game brought to you by Next Play Basketball. Next Play Spring AAU Tryouts kick off on Wednesday, November 9th. Make sure to get the details and register at nextplaybasketball.com/teams. Don't miss your chance to earn a spot in the Next Play Basketball program, where you will get excellent coaching that will help you become a better player, teammate, and leader. Thanks to Ryan Ansell and Matt Paul for their sponsorship of Bob Long Sports and of high school athletics. Park will kick this one deep. 3 guys along the goal line waiting to receive. You don't see that often. And again, they're angling it towards Dawkins on a line. This time Dawkins has some room to maneuver out to the 29-yard line. Good start for Father Judge.
So again, it'll be interesting to see. This LaSalle team, you feel really good about your front four, but you might feel so good that you can kind of stack the box with guys like Matty Wills and Sean McFadden bringing some pressure and saying, hey, other than Nymir Appling, who we're going to keep an eye on the whole time, let's have someone else beat us.
I mean, there's 9 guys in the box there, and Mike Filippo meets that back right at the line. Nowhere to go.
And unfortunately, he lost his helmet as well, which means he will have to be off for the play.
And the LaSalle sideline loves the effort from Mike Filippo. First-year player here at LaSalle, but a senior who has fit right into that mold of LaSalle defenses, great LaSalle defenses of old.
Yeah, and watch him finish that tackle. I mean, he just continues to drive him back, but there was a penalty.
Well, I guess they said he finished for too long there once the helmet came off. I don't know. That's a tough one there, Will. It all depends on when the whistle was blown, when he hears it. In all technicality, once that helmet comes off, the play is over. But try getting that through the head of a high-level athlete like one of these guys going at full speed.
Yeah, I'm not going to take back my compliment, Mike. It was a nice play.
I totally agree. It's unanimous up here in the BLS booth. Now extra guys coming on the outside. Sean McFadden came all the way from that weak side to make a play.
And Bob, you're going to see it on this instant replay. That's about the 3rd or 4th errant snap. That one was low. Certainly nice job by Yurkoff recovering it and getting it off cleanly, but it's got to be a sickening feeling for Yurkoff saying, I have no idea where the snap is going to end up.
And also give credit to Sean McFadden for getting that far across the line. Listen, that play in many ways went the way Father Judge would like, right? They're bringing guys from the weak side, and you're running it to the strong side. But guess what? The athleticism of Sean McFadden gets there in time for a 2-yard loss. Daryl Dangoy, a big-time play in the backfield, takes down Dawkins. Fantastic shedding blocks. Dangoy, just a tremendous athlete in the trenches.
Yeah, Bob, I was kind of excited to watch that instant replay and see what type of move he put on him, but he just said, I'm stronger than you guys, and eventually, they're trying to get downfield and forget about probably the best player on the field, Daryl Dangoy, and he says, I'll get into your backfield and take that tackle for a loss.
3rd and 14, so LaSalle goes just 3-man down, 2 safeties. A lot of protection over the top, and they still get pressure. Yurkoff fires. It's intercepted. Intercepted by Sean McFadden. And McFadden just won't go down. LaSalle will start again at the 34-yard line. Great field position.
Watch some of these hits that McFadden takes. Goodness gracious, that one. Couldn't tell who it was, but laid a tremendous hit from McFadden. That still didn't bring him down.
LaSalle sat down in zone coverage. Yurkoff did not pick it up. And Sean McFadden shows that athleticism, not just bringing the blitz from the outside, but the ability to cover in space as well. Great anticipation.
And Bob, you mentioned that Yurkoff, even though there wasn't a blitz called per se, there was still pressure. The play was designed for him to roll out, but I don't think he was expecting that type of pressure in his face.
That's Davis up the gut for 5. And doesn't this just have a whole different feel to it, Will? A guy like Stevie Davis being out, again, both of your starting quarterbacks on the shelf for the rest of the year, to see at least Davis come back is really big for this team, right? They're not going to return to the starting quarterback position that they had at the start of the year. That's just a given. But can you get a big-time rushing team that can control pace, control the clock, and control the line of scrimmage? Hey, something special can happen. 2nd down and 5. McSorley. The give is to McFadden, who puts his foot in the turf, runs over a defender on his way to a 1st down.
And, Bob, what you were talking about with Davis coming back, but while he was hurt, you found something. You found something in Sean McFadden. He is a heck of a runner. He just – watch him put his head down, kind of bounce to the outside, get off of me with the stiff arm, and then again up the sideline, put his head down and just kind of keep moving forward. So while it's awesome to have Davis back, while Davis was gone, you found something in number 6 running the football.
And I tell you what, well, what a lot of folks don't remember, and you'd be absolved for forgetting this, is that Sean McFadden was getting freshman reps at the running back position. There just happened to be a guy named Sam Brown in the mix who ended up winning a Catholic League MVP going to play at Rutgers. And McFadden found his home at linebacker. Good run again by McFadden. Continues to push the pile forward, and even that is a gain of 3 yards on 1st down. It's a decent job by Father Judge to string that out. You can't argue with the job at the line of scrimmage.
No, absolutely. And when McFadden kind of got to the outside, I'm sure he saw a lot of green grass, but those Crusaders kind of just swarmed around him and limited the gain. Obviously still a quality run, but nevertheless, only a gain of 3.
Two teams that are running the football, trying to control the line of scrimmage. A fast-moving first quarter, 3:40 and ticking remaining. LaSalle's 2nd offensive possession of the game. 2nd down and 7. McSorley on the first read finds Noel Henry. Henry makes the catch up near the line of scrimmage, just about a yard short. And he hung through a little bit of contact as well. Pretty good defense. Maybe even a touch early, and Henry stayed through and made the catch.
Yeah, we call him a safety blanket, and there's just something comforting about a blanket, obviously. It's not just a metaphor, but obviously it is a metaphor. Excuse me. But
I love it.
He certainly embodies it, right? You feel comfortable wherever Noel Henry is to throw him the football. And you just feel good that he's going to come down with a tough reception if necessary.
And actually, it's really advantageous over there for him right now. Instead, they'll give it to Stevie Davis. Davis on 3rd and 2 has enough for the 1st down and gets all the way inside the 10. Gain of 5 and a 1st down. 1st and goal upcoming.
And at the beginning of this replay, you might be able to see it was zoomed out. It was like one-on-one coverage for Noel Henry, and that one-on-one was like a linebacker in off coverage.
Yep.
But he picks up a block, and Davis gets a 1st down.
But I agree, and that's something where, listen, John McSorley came into the year as a running back. Maybe if a guy like Gavin Sidwar is out there, he might have the okay from the coaches to throw a little audible, come out and throw that screen, and let a guy like Sorge, who's so good, and Koch, who's out there, such good blockers, to give Henry a shot. But it's 1st down and goal from the 9-yard line, and they try to keep the train running here with McSorley. Screenplay caught by Noel Henry. He'll get past that original line of scrimmage, a gain of maybe 1. And really, that play was broken there, Will. McSorley did a good job to make something of it.
And this is kind of what we were calling for earlier in the season. When you're in trouble, just find your veterans. Noel Henry, Ryan Sorge, Stevie Davis, they'll make a play for you. And they're not going to have that big mistake. They're not going to have that big fumble. So great job by McSorley there. And McSorley, someone who gets reps, obviously as a specialist, it's really cool. He knows this guy's good at this.
Stevie Davis, a gaping hole, gets inside the 5. 3rd down and goal coming from the 5. Good job by that Father Judge defense, because this replay you're going to see, the hole is wide open, and the second level guys have to come down to make the stop. And it's Nicolopoulos who made the stop from the safety position. 3rd down and goal. Interesting play call here, Will. Of course, Andrew Park sits there ready to kick the field goal if needed, but remember the extra point was blocked. What does John Steinmetz, what does Bernard Abrams, the new offensive coordinator this year, feel comfortable with? Sean McFadden dives towards the goal line. No call yet. They're running in right near that goal line, and only now do they say 4th down from inside the 1. I think this makes it easy, Will. Keep the offense on the field.
I don't know if you can see, look at how close that ball is to the goal line. You talked about it, McSorley comfortable sneaking the football. You assume that's what they're going to go to here.
And Gavin Muller there in the fullback position. He might give a little push. That ball might have come loose.
He did not get it.
And there is the call. It's Father Judge football. Wow, we caught the tail end there. Really tough to see.
Yeah, an official right on top of it, just kind of waving his arm saying, no, you did not get in.
What a job by Father Judge, holding the line inside the 1. That's a big play in this football game here, Will.
It most certainly is. That's, again, if Father Judge comes down and gets a score here, you look back and saying, wow, that goal line stand, it came up large.
Not out of the woods yet, though. You
No.
still have Daryl Dangoy, Kieran Campbell, Brendan O'Connor, Sam Ross on that defensive line looking to get into the backfield. Matt Wills is also lurking there at the linebacker position. Just trying to create some daylight, and I don't know how much you can actually back this ball up, but they'll try. Half the distance to the goal for the false start.
Yeah, almost you say, hey, guys, you don't mind doing that again, right? You want to make sure that you get that push forward, and a false start does not hurt us in the slightest. Kind of a strange thing to say. You never say a false start doesn't hurt us, but when you're at the goal line there and you need to get that push so there's no safety, you might see it again in terms of just those guys getting that push early.
1st down and 10 1/4 yards for the Father Judge Crusaders. And I thought there was another one there. They just snuck Yurkov, and Yurkov created a little bit of daylight. Let's see if we can get this backed up. Watch the left guard.
Absolutely.
That's
yeah.
a big-time jump. Number 55 on the play, Christopher Coulter.
Well, it's funny. Father Judge knew that they might, be jumping. We knew that they might be jumping. Unfortunately, the official did not see that jump from the left guard.
And that is the end of the 1st quarter. Man, it has been quite an intriguing 1st quarter for a number of reasons here from Springfield High School. Bob Long and Will Ryan alongside. He's pulling double duty, color commentary and camera. Great to have him alongside. Brendan Olimpo, who's been with us all year long, doing a great job on stats. I'm sure we'll get an update from him on what we've seen in the 1st quarter. But before we do, we'll tell you about CJO Design and Construction. They are a wonderful landscaping firm in and around the Philadelphia and Philadelphia suburbs area. Chad Armand does a great job putting together, whether it's a plan for taking out trees or doing a new patio/deck, doing a pool for you, or just regular maintenance and mulching and kind of tidying up, maintaining your lawn and the areas and the flower beds surrounding it. Chad Normand and the CJO Design and Construction guys are your folks. If you're just joining us and you missed some time, we do apologize. It is 5:59 now and ticking here in the 2nd quarter. 3rd and 3, bad snap. Yurkov comes up with it, and it'll be dropped for a sack. Daryl Dangoy. It'll be 4th down, and Father Judge will be forced to punt again. So this LaSalle offense, they've been good. They scored on their first drive, and they got down to inside the 1 in their second drive of the game. Father Judge drove the ball 38 yards after getting it inside the 1, but that's where LaSalle got the stop. Dolan, he's going to be pulled down from behind, but a consecutive procedural penalty there in special teams. It'll be likely another block in the back against LaSalle, and that hurts, giving up yardage. And again, just want to thank folks for the patience. We had a minor technical issue that I don't think it took any more than 2 or 3 minutes off the clock, but I'm sure it felt like ages waiting for us to get back, so I'll apologize again for that. Looking to keep that to a minimum the rest of the way. The foul will go against LaSalle, and the offense will back up onto their side of the field, and the ball looks to be spotted at the 43.
Holding on the return. 10 yards from the end of the run.
4 for 45.
1st and 10 from 44 yards.
Brennan Olimpo just let me know that was our our 4th penalty for 44 yards of loss.
And that's the LaSalle Explorers with those 4 penalties there, as Chris Filippo gets the carry, and he gains 2.
And another flag on the play.
In the area of offensive holding.
And the referee is pointing towards the offense. We will see.
Context clues will. Oh, a personal foul against the Explorers. Could be a chop block or something like that. Tough to tell in live time. But they'll march this one off 15 yards. And this is an offense that if they stay on schedule, Will, with John McSorley, and again, we haven't seen Stevie Davis yet on this particular drive, but guys like him and guys like Chris Filippo, you can stay on schedule. You can make some good drives happen. But in terms of 2nd and 22, it's not an offense built for that. Not many are.
Yeah, I was about to say, I don't know too many offenses that open up the playbook and say, this is our 2nd and 22 play.
But we'll see it as McSorley went 5 wide. A nice throw for Filippo, and he got within a yard or 2 of that initial line of scrimmage. It'll be 3rd down and 11. Good job by that offense, led by Bernard Abrams, the offensive coordinator, and a nice play by John McSorley and Chris Filippo. Not to say 3rd and manageable, but out trots Stevie Davis.
3rd and way more manageable for certain. And it's interesting, Filippo with 2 catches there. That's Chris Filippo, not Mike Filippo, but he's known as a defensive player, and it's kind of cool to see. If you had told me at the beginning of the season that Sean McFadden, John McSorley, and Chris Filippo would be kind of the centerpieces of this offense, I would have told you you're crazy.
Father Judge, that's a coverage sack there, if you will, forcing him to throw that one away. Good job by Filippo, or by McSorley, but it looks like there might be a flag on the play, and I think Father Judge will certainly decline it to send the LaSalle punt unit onto the field.
Almost positive that would be ineligible receiver downfield. Penalty obviously declined, but you had Mike Carroll amongst others at the 1st down line. So that's a pretty darn easy call.
There was one of those last week, actually, in a key moment against Roman Catholic. All McSorley did on the next play was come back and throw a long touchdown pass. And that punt barely got off. It is sky high and short. That takes a huge LaSalle hop. Fortunate there to bounce it inside the 35, and that's where Father Judge will start with the football. So the 2 teams trade the football. Father Judge punted it from about the 38. They get it back at the 34. And a field position battle ensues here with 4 minutes and 13 seconds to play in the 2nd quarter. We'll give this Father Judge defense some credit as well. They've made defensive adjustments. LaSalle drove down the field twice consecutively, also aided by field position, fair enough. But they made an adjustment on that last defensive series and forced LaSalle to punt.
Yeah, there's no doubt. And plain and simple, they're just kind of saying there's going to be some short holes, but we're going to limit it to 3 yards, 3 or 4 yards. You haven't seen many plays at all kind of break off for a first down on first down per se.
And now Eric Smith takes the direct snap and runs into a brick wall. He got about 2 yards. But that right side of the LaSalle defensive line, led by Kieran Campbell and Brennan O'Connor, did a great job.
And by necessity, this LaSalle defensive line has kind of gone with a speed package and kind of morphed Kieran Campbell into that inside, I shouldn't say inside defensive tackle because that's by definition what a defensive tackle is, but he's known as a defensive edge. Move him inside, and it's more of Daryl Dangoye and 3 defensive ends.
Yeah, kind of playing that 3 technique role. As Campbell now slides to the middle. Eric Smith is wrapped up by Campbell again, but he's going to keep the legs churning to pick up 2. 3rd down and manageable coming up as Mike Filippo may have gotten into it a little bit with one of the offensive linemen for Father Judge.
And it looks like perhaps a timeout on the field. Yeah.
Called by LaSalle. 3:16 to play here in the second quarter. Maybe looking to get the football back. LaSalle will get the football to start the second half. They deferred at the opening coin toss. Kicked off to Father Judge. So a chance here, if you can get a stop and mount a little bit of a drive, to kind of double dip at the bookends of the half.
And Bob, in the pregame, this was, not sure if everyone was tuned in for this. This was right after the senior day festivities, but we kind of gave a bit of a preview of the game. And we said, if you're looking for a whole lot of offense, might not be the game for you, but if you're looking for defense, it certainly is. And I think that's certainly held true. Both of these defensive lines and linebackers have done a really good job limiting. There has been no big plays thus far. Offensively have kind of struggled. You know, it's been a lot of 1 yard gains, 0 yard gains, 2 yard gains. And neither team has really opened up the pass playbook very much.
3rd down and 6. Big play here in this game. Yurkov takes the snap, fires it deep into double coverage, and what a play, Nymir Appling. There's your big play, and Father Judge is in business. Another look. Any one of these guys could have intercepted that ball.
Double coverage. Makai Johnson, I'm going to take that from you, says Nymir Appling.
What an athlete, what a play. And under now 3 minutes and ticking in the first half. Father Judge looking to cash in their best and longest, deepest drive of the game. Ball came loose. Father Judge is going to come up with it, but ruled down on the play. Let's get a look on the replay, and you can make the call. Oh, that's close. That is really close.
Almost simultaneous did that knee go down and the ball come out. It was certainly the ground not forcing that fumble. But let's take a peek again. That ball looks like it might be coming loose.
That's still 50-50 now at 25% speed there. But Father Judge loses just 1. 2nd down and 11. They need the 24 for a first down. They throw a screen, and LaSalle committed. Good blocking down the field. In comes a flag as Eric Smith jaunts into the end zone. It's in the area of holding. That ball was caught behind the line of scrimmage, so should not be illegal or an eligible man downfield. We'll await the call. And it's a block in the back. And I think it's right there. Wow. That's a big call.
Yeah, it's a tough one, especially because, you know, when you have someone maybe going backwards or going opposite of the, against the grain, if you will, that's when you see those blocking the backs. That one was just kind of going with the flow.
Yep.
The Explorers will take it.
It's a spot foul, so they still gain yardage and will repeat 2nd down. But, of course, that one ended up in a touchdown if that wasn't called. Huge call in this game with 1:53 remaining in the second quarter. A direct snap right up the gut. Gain of 2 and dropped there. 4 down territory for Father Judge as the clock ticks now under a minute and 40 seconds to play. Kieran Campbell got the stop. 3rd down, and we'll call it 4. Yurkov back out to give the rest of the huddle the signals. Father Judge in no hurry. I told you that there was under a minute 40 to go. Now it's at a minute 13. Play clock getting low. 3rd and 4. Yurkov scans, fires, and Appling was covered. Nice job by Kelby Hampton. 4th down and 4, and almost certainly the Father Judge offense remains on the field.
Yeah, Yurkov again rolling to his right. He enjoys doing that, and it's a pretty darn good throw. Just better defense by Kelby Hampton. Perfect timing.
Hampton did a nice job last week on Tyseer Denmark from Roman Catholic, who's going to announce his commitment in about 3 weeks, which is exciting to see. But maybe the best athlete, the best skill player in Pennsylvania, Hampton, was up to task last week.
Yeah, there's no doubt. Kelby Hampton, he's a guy that when he's on the field, he makes a huge impact. Really good cornerback. You've seen him in years past be a really good wide receiver as well. Just someone who makes a positive impact for the Explorers.
This portion of today's game brought to you by Jim McLaughlin, Carrie Guerin Boyle of the Carrie Guerin Boyle team at Berkshire Hathaway Home Services, Fox and Roach Realtors. They are our favorite LaSalle Realtors, and in fact, my wife and I used Jim and Carrie to help us buy our dream home. We can't speak enough to the professionalism, the knowledge of the industry, and quite frankly, at times, you know, the ability to take folks that don't know a ton about the process through the process and make them feel comfortable. So if you're looking to buy or sell your home, look no further. Call Jim and Carrie. You might even be 6, 12 months off. They'd love to talk to you. Start consulting you through the process because that is very important. We also appreciate them supporting Bob Long Sports and high school athletes across the southeastern Pennsylvania area. So if you like these broadcasts and you like seeing them for free, support those that are supporting high school athletics. 4th down.
Yeah, big 4th down here, Bob. Motion to Yurkov's right.
That's Dylan Rome in motion. Instead, they'll throw the slant, incomplete, and a late flag is going to come in, and it looks like targeting to me. Defenseless receiver, and you be the judge on this slant. That's a tough call. Your thoughts, Will?
Yeah, it's a tough call, but it's helmet-to-helmet contact. There's no doubt to me about that. It looked like Matty Wills kind of led with the crown, and that's what you can't do.
And so the drive continues. The first big play of the drive was that pass to Nymir Appling down the field. Now a 15-yard penalty, maybe just shy because it's half the distance of the goal, and it leaves them at the 14-yard line. But with 56 seconds left, so much time for Father Judge to look to punch this one in and potentially take the lead going into the half.
Bob, that's 75 penalty yards allowed. Father Judge only has 49 yards of total offense.
Well, nowhere to go there for Eric Smith. A loss of 3. Now a timeout comes with 47 seconds left. And as this timeout is called, we'll tell you about E&M Insurance, LLC. E&M Insurance is a insurance firm in North Wales. We appreciate Chris Marr, class of 1989, for all his support over the years of Bob Long Sports and all of our broadcasts. His family remains very, very involved through LaSalle College High School. And the insurance company's been servicing the Delaware Valley insurance needs since 1988, built on the principles of providing superior customer service and quality insurance solutions for their customers. They're an independent agent, meaning that they work with a select group of highly rated insurance companies that have proven their performance over the years. E&M Insurance can help provide solutions for your business or personal insurance on all levels, excelling at finding the best coverage at the best rates. For any of you in the LaSalle community that have any youthful age drivers, call E&M Insurance to see if they can improve your coverage and save you money. Look for E&M on the web at eandminsurance.com or find them on Facebook.
Some noise from the Explorers faithful.
They show blitz and bring it from the outside linebacker. Man open over the middle. Appling. Touchdown. Father Judge ties it at 6. Yurkov hung in there. Take the shot. Ball a little bit behind Appling. Didn't matter.
Yeah, they kind of left Mekhi Johnson, the safety, not usually in one-on-one coverage, with Appling there right up the seam, and that's just not a recipe for success for the Explorers, and certainly is a recipe for success if you're the Father Judge Crusaders.
So Father Judge outplayed in every facet of the football game in the first quarter. That is blocked, and we remain tied at 6 with 40 seconds left. So we've had 2 blocked extra points. We've had a goal line stand at the goal line. And all that adds up to a tie ball game with less than a minute to go in the first half. This portion of today's game brought to you by the Rams Pint House. The Rams Pint House is the best place to go in Percy, really the best place in Bucks County. In fact, it is the only restaurant in Bucks County that has a rooftop bar. And I can attest, having been up there, particularly when you have weather like this, it's a wonderful place to enjoy a ball game, have a nice meal, or just a couple of drinks with friends on a Friday night. Joe Wade and his family do a great job with Rams Pine House. It's totally redeveloped the Percy community. It's the spot to go, and if you haven't been, take the time to go. We appreciate his sponsorship of Bob Long Sports, and yes, we can wholeheartedly say food, drink, and atmosphere. There's no place quite like it. .40 seconds left on the clock. Father Judge in white just scored the touchdown, had the extra point blocked, and we remain tied at 6. That's a big boot. Caught by Dolan at the 2. Jimmy Dolan out to the 30 and thrown across the 32. Okay, so time for LaSalle, if they choose to throw 1 or 2 long. Will, your thoughts? What does Bernard Abrams and this offense come out with here?
Interesting question, because 32 seconds, you do have 1 timeout, it says there. Home, 1 timeout. Yeah, 1 timeout, 32 seconds. That hasn't changed. Okay, Brendan Olimpo is correcting me. The scoreboard is wrong because it says guests, 2 timeouts remaining. So apparently LaSalle on the scoreboard is the guests. So they will have 2 timeouts. The point that I'm getting to here is you can be aggressive, and it looks like they will be because McSorley's in the shotgun, especially knowing that, hey, it can't be 2 scores in a row for Judge. Even if something bad happens here, we get we as in the Explorers, get the ball to start the second half.
And it was a bad snap. That's exactly what you're worried about. Now McSorley takes off with it, throws it up the field for Koch.
Oh, dear.
A flag comes down, and there's a flag on the play. That's in the area of holding. If this does go against LaSalle, it's quite possible that they just take it. And it's an ineligible lineman downfield for the 2nd time. So that should be it. I think now it's time to take a knee, sit on the football, and head into half.
There's no doubt that you are correct with that take, Bob. It's just been really, really sloppy from the Explorers so far. It was 75 penalty yards before that one. It's time to take a knee.
And they're just going to run the clock, and so LaSalle should not need to snap the football. Chance to head into the locker room, run through a few adjustments. And that siren is nothing other than the halftime whistle. That's a new one. I like that. But it's 6-6 headed to the half. Quite a football game. A tale of two quarters, Will. LaSalle dominated quarter number one. Should have had 2 touchdowns. Father Judge stood up at the key moment on that second offensive drive, kept LaSalle out of the end zone, and then systematically won the positional battle, the field position battle in the second quarter. It resulted 2 big plays to Nymir Appling, a big penalty for targeting on 4th down, and Father Judge able to punch it in for 6.
Yeah, there's no doubt. The recipe for success right now for Father Judge, their defense has been great. You feel like you have a large amount of trust in your defense to kind of keep this a game. In terms of offense, number 1, you try to find the ball to number 1, Nymir Appling, and number 2, you hope LaSalle keeps making some pretty bad penalties. That's kind of the recipe for success for Father Judge, because those penalties have enabled those big plays for Appling. It's 3rd down, bad penalty, another 1st down opportunity, then a big play. I mean, those things kind of follow each other, and that's just been the way it's going today.
I want to tell you about a big event coming up next Saturday, an evening with Gatsby, the LaSalle auction, Saturday, November 5th, 2022. They're auctioning off so many great items, including an autographed Buffalo Bills Josh Allen Nike home jersey, an officially signed jersey by one of the best young quarterbacks in the NFL on one of the league's best teams. Bob Long's at it, best quarterback, best team. Great for display or gentle wear, cheering on the Bills. That's right, cheering on the Bills. Remember, that autograph is authentic. Also, an autographed Buffalo Bills head coach Sean McDermott, class of 1993 replica helmet. An inductee into the LaSalle Hall of Athletics in 2015, Sean McDermott has ascended through the NFL coaching ranks, and now his Buffalo Bills are one of the league's best. You know Bob Long's edited on that already. Perfect for display and celebrating LaSalle and the Bills. And if I may, by the way, there's one other item that is being auctioned off, and that is Bob Long Sports will come to your event. You name the event, and we will broadcast it live for you. So hopefully that's a hot take and a hot seller at the auction. I can't wait to see where we end up.
Bob, cool story about that. My little sister played for Gwynedd Elementary, and you did Anchele versus Gwynedd Elementary. I don't believe my sister got into that game. She was a bench role for Gwynedd back in her 7th grade days. But I certainly, before I had ever broadcasted a game with you, sat in front of you broadcasting grade school girls basketball.
So you remember me being there.
I absolutely do.
With Joe Cyberlick and Larry Daly. We had a great time broadcasting that game. An overtime thriller, if I remember correctly.
And that was 2 teams that were pretty good. I remember Gwynedd had a girl named Sam Wade who now plays at GA, and she was just a really, really good player.
I do remember some talent on the floor that day. We had a great time, and you can have your event broadcast on Bob Long Sports. The only thing you'll have to do is make sure that you outbid Tyler Kern, because our buddy Tyler Kern, Philadelphia Catholic League, first team All-Catholic defensive end in 2012, who's now our broadcaster on Bob Long Sports, but he's going to try to get us out to do his bocce league. So you're going to have some stiff competition to win that. But again, that's the LaSalle auction, an evening with Gatsby, Saturday, November 5th. Buy your tickets now and support LaSalle. Thanks, everybody. We appreciate your consideration. And again, it is halftime. We've had a great time with this one here. 6-6, a lot more to come your way after this here on Bob Long Sports.
Dunphy Ford is Mayfair's neighborhood Ford store.
Nobody knows your neighborhood like Dunphy Ford.
Nearly 40 years.
Right here on Frankfurt Avenue. Generation after generation. Our neighbors continue to be our customers. We have access to the cars and trucks you want with financing you need.
Dunphy Ford is Northeast Philly's first choice for America's #1 brand. 7700 Frankfurt Avenue in Mayfair. Online at www.dunphyford.com.
Come experience the Dunphy difference. You'll be glad you did.
My name is Patrick Donahue, a franchise consultant with FranChoice, the premier network of franchise consultants in America. FranChoice is a company that helps people find a franchise business that's the perfect fit for them. We work with the people who want to own a business but don't really know how to find one that's both a top-notch opportunity and a great match. We specialize in franchise opportunities with the following 3 characteristics: low investment, high margin, and rapid break-evens. The best thing about our service is that it's free to the public. We're paid by franchise companies for this service. The process is simple. First, we do an introduction. Then the candidate provides me with information. We have a consultation based on that information, and we build what's called the model. Once we have that model, we'll share that with 3 great opportunities that match your criteria. I will follow up with you through the entire process. Obviously, the best opportunities fit the criteria mentioned above, and the right way to find those opportunities is to spend some time with the people who work with the very best franchise companies looking to expand in your local area. I'm humbled by your consideration, and I look forward to speaking with you soon.
They said it couldn't be done, but somehow CCM was able to close this home in just 21 days. Carl, how'd you pull this off?
Oh, hard work, dedication, grinding.
Were you ever worried?
Well, you know, Chloe, they pinned us in deep in the second bedroom, inspection issues, but we regrouped. Knew there was still a lot in play.
Well, I'm sure the Franklins were pleasantly surprised.
We got a good organization here. A lot to look forward to.
Good luck with the next close. And there you have it. Cross Country Mortgage is dedicated to getting it done.
So, it's time for your business to renew your lease. Or perhaps you're right-sizing or relocating. This can be an exciting time, but it's also a major project to undertake. Hundreds of decisions to make, some of which may impact your business for the next decade. You know you need an expert on your side from start to finish. What if this expert had no conflicts of interest, no landlords to answer to, and a fiduciary responsibility to work solely in your best interest? Someone who knows the questions to ask, the levers to pull, the pitfalls to avoid. Enter the experts at Gola Corporate Real Estate. They've seen it all over the course of thousands of transactions in dozens of industries. Gola gets it. And what if those experts came with a team? Subject matter experts to manage everything that comes with this process. Space planning and design, relocation planning and budgeting, helping you manage your vendors, construction oversight, all with zero out-of-pocket cost to you. A turnkey experience that adds real value, value that flows right to your bottom line. Gola gets it. We've been partnering with clients like you for over 40 years, and we know what's important: solving problems, creating flexibility, protecting and stretching your dollars. Philadelphia-based with a national presence. Get to know Gola. Gola gets it.
At Meineke, we care about your family. So this winter, let Meineke keep your car on the road, saving time and money. Take advantage of Meineke's complete auto repair services, whether it's tires, brakes, exhaust, or tune-ups. At Meineke, we do it all. And all services are backed by Meineke's nationwide guarantee. Whatever car repairs you need, come to Meineke, because at your locally owned and operated Meineke, we do car care right.
What does this win mean?
Been with the family for a long time. With our team chemistry, it was bound to happen.
Just close, baby!
Such a big win from Cross Country Mortgage, dedicated to getting it done.
Good evening, everybody. Welcome into the Nittany Lions Sports Report. Good evening, everybody. Welcome into the Nittany Lions Sports Report live on Bob Long Sports. Today we're going to talk about the offensive line and our man of the hour, the chef, the man himself.
This year, you're going to see all 4 guys run. They all bring a different style.
The quarterback is going to read the defensive end's eyes and make a determination. Am I going to keep this football, or am I going to hand it off to the running back? And that is generally the point of the RPO. Look who we have. We have Chris Perangeli, our guest picker for the evening.
The coaches at LaSalle are great because they strive for you to be your best.
I was able to maximize my full potential in terms of opportunity in football, wrestling, and lacrosse.
They're going to be pushed to be the best they can be in the classroom, on the field, in the pool, and just overall as a person.
Student first, athlete second. Before you have success on the field, you have to have success in the classroom so you can be on the field.
One thing I think makes LaSalle Athletics stand out are the facilities that we have. One thing I think makes the athletic programs here so strong is definitely the coaching and the staff.
I think I've improved as a competitor here at LaSalle because I'm always being pushed by coaches and by my peers. Seeing my peers work hard makes me want to work harder as well.
No matter what your interests are, every single person here is going to make sure that you're able to fulfill your dreams and what you want to do.
What allows us to keep winning is just our really strong sense of tradition and pride. We know that 30 years before us they won the PCL, so we're going to go out there and we're going to do our best to succeed like the guys before us did.
What does your character look like? Does it bounce back after each setback? Does it stand out by standing up? Does it make good on good intentions? Character is invisible until it's not. Only through action will the world know what it's made of, what you're made of. Find out how you can strengthen the character of your community alongside empowered veterans and families of the fallen at travismannion.org.
I'd say that LaSalle fuels my passion because it has such great programs with what I'm interested in.
LaSalle affords you the opportunity to get involved in as much as you possibly want to. There's tons of different clubs and activities with any different interest you could have.
No matter what you're doing, you'll be supported by your peers, and LaSalle will become a place that you love to go to and you will want to go to every day.
I think it was pretty easy to make friends. I feel like the most friends I made came through my extracurriculars.
What I love about LaSalle is you could make relationships with other people by getting out of your comfort zone. That's what LaSalle really teaches us, to be open and be open to meeting new people.
You're always going to gain something from clubs. Even if you find out that that club isn't for you, you're still going to pull something away from it, come out with new friends, have new connections.
Getting involved definitely helps you meet new people.
You want to come to LaSalle because you want to be able to explore. You want to be able to try a number of different opportunities we have to offer here.
You're going to really discover what it means to be not only a LaSalle gentleman, but also develop your own passions and have all these different opportunities to try things that you might not have had otherwise.
Dunphy Ford is Mayfair's neighborhood Ford store.
Nobody knows your neighborhood like Dunphy Ford.
Nearly 40 years.
Right here on Frankfurt Avenue, generation after generation. Our neighbors continue to be our customers. We have access to the cars and trucks you want with financing you need.
Dunphy Ford is Northeast Philly's first choice for America's #1 brand. 7700 Frankfurt Avenue in Mayfair. Online at www.dunphyford.com.
Come experience the Dunphy difference. You'll be glad you did.
My name is Patrick Donahue, a franchise consultant with FranChoice, the premier network of franchise consultants in America. FranChoice is a company that helps people find a franchise business that's the perfect fit for them. We work with the people who want to own a business but don't really know how to find one that's both a top-notch opportunity and a great match. We specialize in franchise opportunities with the following 3 characteristics: low investment, high margin, and rapid break-evens. The best thing about our service is that it's free to the public. We're paid by franchise companies for this service. The process is simple. First, we do an introduction. Then the candidate provides me with information. We have a consultation based on that information, and we build what's called the model. Once we have that model, we'll share that with 3 great opportunities that match your criteria. I will follow up with you through the entire process. Obviously, the best opportunities fit the criteria mentioned above, and the right way to find those opportunities is to spend some time with the people who work with the very best franchise companies looking to expand in your local area. I'm humbled by your consideration, and I look forward to speaking with you soon.
They said it couldn't be done, but somehow CCM was able to close this home in just 21 days. Carl, how'd you pull this off?
Oh, hard work, dedication, grinding.
Were you ever worried?
Well, you know, Chloe, they pinned us in deep in the second bedroom, inspection issues, but we regrouped. Knew there was still a lot in play.
Well, I'm sure the Franklins were pleasantly surprised.
We got a good organization here. A lot to look forward to.
Good luck with the next close. And there you have it. Cross Country Mortgage is dedicated to getting it done.
So, it's time for your business to renew your lease. Or perhaps you're right-sizing or relocating. This can be an exciting time, but it's also a major project to undertake. Hundreds of decisions to make, some of which may impact your business for the next decade. You know you need an expert on your side from start to finish. What if this expert had no conflicts of interest, no landlords to answer to, and a fiduciary responsibility to work solely in your best interest? Someone who knows the questions to ask, the levers to pull, the pitfalls to avoid. Enter the experts at Gola Corporate Real Estate. They've seen it all over the course of thousands of transactions in dozens of industries. Gola gets it. And what if those experts came with a team? Subject matter experts to manage everything that comes with this process. Space planning and design, relocation planning and budgeting, helping you manage your vendors, construction oversight, all with zero out-of-pocket cost to you. A turnkey experience that adds real value, value that flows right to your bottom line. Gola gets it. We've been partnering with clients like you for over 40 years, and we know what's important: solving problems, creating flexibility, protecting and stretching your dollars. Philadelphia-based with a national presence. Get to know Gola. Gola gets it.
At Meineke, we care about your family. So this winter, let Meineke keep your car on the road, saving time and money. Take advantage of Meineke's complete auto repair services, whether it's tires, brakes, exhaust, or tune-ups. At Meineke, we do it all. And all services are backed by Meineke's nationwide guarantee. Whatever car repairs you need, come to Meineke, because at your locally owned and operated Meineke, we do car care right.
What does this win mean?
Been with the family for a long time. With our team chemistry, it was bound to happen.
Just close, baby!
Such a big win from Cross Country Mortgage, dedicated to getting it done.
Good evening, everybody. Welcome into the Nittany Lions Sports Report. Good evening, everybody. Welcome into the Nittany Lions Sports Report live on Bob Long Sports. Today we're going to talk about the offensive line and our man of the hour, the chef, the man himself.
This year, you're going to see all four guys run. They all bring a different style.
The quarterback is going to read the defensive end's eyes and make a determination. Am I going to keep this football, or am I going to hand it off to the running back? And that is generally the point of the RPO. Look who we have. We have Chris Perangeli, our guest picker for the evening. Second half about to get underway here from Springfield High School. Bob Long and Will Ryan here. Will Ryan is on camera and on color commentary. Brendan Olimpo is with us doing statistics. We got a good one here. Father Judge 6, LaSalle 6. These two teams will meet again next week in an even bigger game. That's in the District 12 quarterfinal. So it is the last game of the regular season. Postseason football awaits, and we're underway here in the second half. Dolan will catch it at the 6. He's been close to breaking some big ones, and that's one right there out to the 39-yard line. That's where John McSorley and the rest of the LaSalle offense will get started here in the second half. Will, I know we had some chats with Brendan Olimpo about first half statistics. Let's break that down as we start the second half.
Yeah, absolutely. So Father Judge just under 70 yards of first half total offense. LaSalle at just over 80 at 81. Unfortunately, LaSalle 85 yards of penalties.
LaSalle looking to clean that up. They dominated the first quarter, only got 6 out of it. Father Judge, aided by 2 huge catches by Nymir Appling, put it in the end zone in the late stages of the first half. Tied the football game at 6. Here goes Stevie Davis. Stevie Davis, a touchdown to start the second half. And that's what he can do for you.
Hit the gap. He's a physical back, but man, oh man, is he fast too. No one catching up to Davis.
And LaSalle now leads 12-6, just 20 seconds into the third quarter. Just what the doctor ordered. So that 81 yards of offense, add another 62 onto that total. It's blocked again. 3 touchdowns and 3 extra points blocked. So it's 12-6 with 11:40 to play in the third quarter. Will, I know you were laughing because you saw 2 leaders on this team, Sean McFadden, a senior, getting in the grill of Stevie Davis, who made the most explosive play of the day.
Yeah, and I quote, "That's how you set the tone." Sean McFadden certainly knows how to set the tone, sets the edge often. And Stevie Davis there comes out, 62-yard run, setting the tone for this second half. You know, it's the first half, a lot of missed opportunities, a lot of kind of sloppiness. Second half, first play, big return from Jimmy Dolan, then big run from Stevie Davis. Let's see if the momentum can continue, or will it be like, you know, last half where the Explorers started off hot and then went ice cold, just like the temperature here.
Andrew Park, you like that one. You crack yourself up there. Got a big warm jacket on now, which is good. This is one of those days where it starts at 64 degrees and it's 41 when the sun goes down in the end of the evening. Welcome to fall football. Now Park maneuvers this one towards the middle of the field. Running into his own guys there and going down was Denzel Dunbar. Got it out to the 34, maybe the 33 after all that. Now the Father Judge offense will get started again. Tyler Yurkov. Now we haven't seen the big play ability, Will, by Father Judge. In fact, the biggest play, yardage-wise, of the game actually was called back due to a block in the back that we didn't necessarily see up here in the booth. Might have been out there, tough part of the field for us to see from up here. They ended up finishing that drive with a nice play to Nymir Appling for a touchdown. But can they match the big play efforts of LaSalle? They will try right here, over the top, wide open. Dylan Rome brings it in.
That's just a miscommunication in coverage there, I assume. That's really interesting. If you watch that, LaSalle had 3 linebackers kind of running up towards the line of scrimmage there as Yurkov scrambled to his right. It was Matty Wills, Sean McFadden, and others, and that kind of just leaves that back end, 2 defensive backs, 2 receivers. But again, it's Mekhi Johnson, the safety, kind of in one-on-one coverage. It's not something that you see often.
This is a give to Eric Smith, and now he knifes through the middle of that LaSalle defense. Carson Wakefield has to come out of the secondary to make the play, not before a gain of 7.
And we've obviously seen Appling, 2 big plays, the big touchdown and across the seam, and a big play where he kind of took it away from Mekhi Johnson. But the ability of Yurkov to kind of find his other weapons, especially on that last play, very impressive.
The Crusader offense getting going. Yurkov in the shotgun with 2 running backs. An extra lineman on each side. And the give is to Dawkins. Dawkins bounces off one tackler. He nudges towards that line to gain. Got about halfway, 3/4 of the way there. It'll be 3rd down and a full yard.
Yeah, Bob, something I kind of noticed there, and this will kind of tell you if they're running or passing the ball. The big plays have come when Nymir Appling is on the left side. That's Dell Jackson's side. If he's lined up with Kelby Hampton, you haven't really seen him involved much today. So if Appling goes to the left as he is here, now this is obviously more of a sneak situation.
As they do with that second push, get the first down. Almost got to the 30. They only needed to get to the 32. More than enough. Yurkov and company keeping the legs moving. First down, Judge.
Yeah, and then just to kind of finish my thought, if Appling's on that left Del Jackson side, that's when the defense kind of has to be aware, hey, could be a passing play here. If he's on that right Kelby Hampton side, it's been kind of a heavy diet of runs.
9:15 and ticking here in the third quarter. Again, your broadcast team here tonight for LaSalle College High School football is Bob Long and Will Ryan. We have Brendan Olimpo doing a great job keeping us up to date on statistics. What was a flag-happy first half has calmed down here in the first few minutes of the third quarter, but the offenses have gotten rolling. Now the motion man is Eric Smith. 3 wide to the far side of the field, and this is going to be a double pass if they can get the look. They sure do. In and out of the hands. Makai Johnson in there on coverage. It's a great idea on the play, and the receiver got 2 hands on it, Will.
Yeah, absolutely. When you see a guy with an empty backfield under center, you know some type of trickery is coming, and certainly it was well executed, just couldn't haul it in.
Denzel Dunbar was the intended receiver, and like we said, got the 2 hands on it.
And Bob, Brendan is just telling me now that Father Judge at exactly 100 yards of total offense today.
Well, they're looking to tick ahead of that here as they drive inside LaSalle territory at the 31, needing the 21 for a first down. The give is right up the gut to number 35, Jake Markey. A multi-year running back here for Father Judge. They returned both Eric Smith and Jake Markey to the roster this year and are a big part of the rushing attack.
So 3rd and, say, 6 could, in their LaSalle territory, could be 4-down territory.
100%.
Took a bit to kind of get that out, but beating around the bush a bit. But no, there's no doubt that
listen, I'm not sure either team kicks a field goal tonight. We've had 3 touchdowns and 3 extra points blocked.
And if they do, what are the chances they make it?
3rd down and 6. The motion man coming across, now overloaded on the near side. Yurkov hangs onto it with 1 hand, dives towards that line to gain. It's a really good run and sets up a 4th down and 2. That's exactly what the doctor ordered, and a big-time play from the Judge quarterback.
That was not a designed QB run. Again, the route's a bit short there. Would you kind of agree with me, Bob? Obviously, the pressure was there. They couldn't really let the long route develop, but it seemed as though all 3 of those Father Judge receivers on that near side, not particularly long routes, kind of just blocking. Shouldn't say blocking, but short routes and then turn to a block. Could be designed knowing that you have a guy like Yurkov who likes taking off with the ball. You know, if none of those reads are there, one-on-one coverage on the near side.
Boy, a great job, but LaSalle comes up with the stop. The senior, Mike Filippo, and that play doomed from the start. A bad snap, fortunate to get it to Marquis, and gives Mike Filippo plenty of time to get over there and make a big-time play.
Yeah, Bob, have you said that before today? A bad snap? Man, Yurkov is really having to work back there just to get his hands on it. And there's been no turnovers through those bad snaps, so that's just kind of a hats off to Yurkov.
The lone turnover from Yurkov was the interception to number 6 for LaSalle and the senior Sean McFadden. And I know we highlighted it a little bit earlier in the game. Of course, not exactly the way McFadden would have liked his year to have gone thus far. Some injuries. The team hasn't won the amount of games that they did last year, but it has given him a unique opportunity to shine in ways that he may not have otherwise with a more full roster. Of course, what he wants is for guys like Stevie Davis to get going so that he doesn't have to take those carries and they can pound through other Catholic League defenses the way they are Father Judge here in the second half. 1 play and 1 touchdown, and they give the ball right back to Stevie Davis to start the second offensive series of the second half.
Brendan Limpo just let me know that Stevie Davis 5 carries, about 80 yards on the day.
62 of those coming on the touchdown gallop to start the second half.
And Bob, correct me if I'm wrong, but I don't believe Ryan Sorge has touched the football today. You wonder if it's about time to get him involved.
McSorley right up the gut. He has a first down and a lot more. Runs through it like the running back that he is. Big gain. First down convincingly. And it is quite a weapon there. McSorley, we know he can throw the football. He's done it effectively in spurts here today. And then Old Faithful lowering that shoulder into a defender. (12-6), 5:44 and ticking here in the third quarter. John Patrick Oates, the freshman wide receiver, number 22, checks into the game. He had to be shepherded to the line to make sure he lined up in the right spot. And it is a direct snap there, the Wildcat, RPO to Noel Henry, gain of 3. So an interesting package there. The first snap we've seen to Henry in the quarterback position, really more Wildcat. And John Patrick Oates checked into the game. Now he'll come out very quickly, along with number 86 for LaSalle, Mike Martino, also a senior.
Bob, I might be nitpicking a little bit, but I think for that play to work, the first time you do it, it needs to be a give to Davis. When you bring in a Wildcat quarterback, I think the expectation is that he's going to keep the ball, and Father Judge read it as such.
Play action wide open is Noel Henry, and there he goes across the 40. That was a great play call. Coming across the line of scrimmage is Henry there. And it gives McSorley so many options. He picks the easy one there, and Henry does the rest. First down and 10 inside the 35-yard line of Father Judge. Boy, what a 2-score lead would look like here for this LaSalle Explorers team as we tick under 4:10 to play in the third quarter. The question starts to become, is there enough drives left, and does Father Judge have the staying power offensively to come back from 2 scores? Stevie Davis, a nice run right up the middle. And still pushing forward right near that first down marker. They'll mark him a yard short, but a gain of 9 on first down.
And they're into the hurry up a bit, perhaps.
As we say that, timeout, Father Judge looking to slow that up a little bit. This portion of today's game is brought to you by E&M Insurance, a full-service insurance agency in North Wales. Run by Chris Marr, class of 1989, and father of Brendan from 2018 and Ryan from the class of 2020. E&M Insurance has been servicing the Delaware Valley insurance needs since 1988. Built on the principles of providing superior customer service and quality insurance solutions for their customers. As an independent agent, E&M works with a select group of highly rated insurance companies that have proven their performance over the years. E&M Insurance can help provide solutions for your business or personal insurance on all levels. They excel at providing the best coverage at the best rates. For any of you in the LaSalle community with youthful aged drivers, call E&M Insurance to see how they can improve your coverage and save you money. Look for E&M on the web at eandminsurance.com or find them on Facebook. The Marr family enthusiastically supports the LaSalle community and wishes LaSalle and Coach Steinmetz luck this year as they head into the postseason. Second down and 1. Pistol look. The give is to Chris Filippo, who has the first down easily. And that, Will, is an example of the LaSalle offensive line creating effectively a new line of scrimmage, pushing downhill.
It was just a well-designed play, Bob. You see Muller kind of get out there, and watch that block by Muller. Getting to that second level, hits the linebacker, and it just opens everything up. The offensive line and the other running back doing a great job there, opening it up for Chris Filippo. And Filippo in the backfield again. If it ain't broke, don't fix it.
McSorley in the shotgun. Now they'll look to the sideline in no hurry. 3 minutes and 2 seconds to play in the third quarter. The winner of this game will host the other next week in the first round of the District 12 state playoffs. Gain of 2 for Filippo. And I can tell you, these LaSalle guys, they don't want to go to Ramp Playground. It's a tough place. A nice home field advantage for Father Judge.
Yeah, the environment there is always great as well. I know both for football, but also last year went to the soccer game there, and it's just always a great environment with that wall, and the Father Judge students and kind of the whole Northeast community kind of goes and hangs out there. It's just a great spot.
It really is. It's fun. We had a great time broadcasting the game in amongst the people, right? 4 or 5 rows up, and we had to get far enough over so that we weren't blocked by the shed there in the middle, and it was great. I got to meet more people from the LaSalle community and beyond than I normally do at these games. We stand on the top of the roofs of these press boxes, and here at Springfield, we're kind of in the adjacent platform to the press box, and we try to say hi to as many people as we can on our way up here, but we're here super early. We tear down after the game is over. And then on that day, everybody got to come up and say hello, and we really appreciated it. And we had all 5 of us there, if you remember correctly well, last year.
We were in snug. It was a great time. Truly one of the most memorable broadcasts. The game wasn't particularly close, which led to some good garbage time conversation per usual.
Always.
But it was just a great time.
This one is tight. 3rd and goal. In-hill run. Chris Filippo. Touchdown walking in. It was 3rd and short, and very quickly the first down wasn't going to be a problem. He walked in untouched.
And Bob, I'd like to say no surprise here. Leave the offense on the field. Has not been very good special teams today, so what's going for a 3rd extra point going to do when you can leave this offense that looked really good on that drive on the field?
Yeah, additionally, it's already a 12-point game, so you would need Father Judge to score 2 touchdowns. There's not the old 11-point field goal plus a touchdown and 2-point conversion on the table. Why not go for 2? Stevie Davis back out on the field as the deep back. And look at all these guys on the strong side of the line of scrimmage. They go right behind them. Stevie Davis, he's in there. Converts on the 2-point conversion. It's 20-6. Largest lead of the night for LaSalle.
2-point conversion is good. Flag on the play.
It was after the play regardless. But we'll see what the call is. It looked like Big Mike Carroll went to the ground. How Mike Carroll gets on the ground, being as large of an individual as he is, not sure, and they say no flag.
Yeah, they picked it up. I don't know. I did not see it well. Big play, though, in this football game, and we will tell you about our friends at CJO Design and Construction. CJO Design and Construction do an unbelievable job from a landscaping standpoint. They can do a hardscape project for you, build you a new deck, build you a pool, and make sure that your beds and other planted areas look great as we head into the winter and certainly get ready for the spring. They also do snow plowing and things of that nature as things get a little colder, though I'm not looking forward to snow. Father Judge gets a nice return out to the 35-yard line. So again, go talk to Chad Ormond. He does a great job. His crew came over to my house and did an excellent job cleaning up our backyard. It was just, there was too much going on. They cleared it out, and I can't wait to see what we do next with it. I know it's going to be done at a really high level, and if you yourself have a home and you're looking to do a project, would ask you to humbly consider giving Chad a call. Visit them on their website because they are the best around, and they are big-time supporters of ours and by conduit of high school athletes. First down and 10. Doesn't have to be stated, but an essential drive here for Father Judge. Yurkov, hands off. Smith, nowhere to go. He got 2 and then was wrestled to the ground. Sam Ross in there on the stop. Daryl Dangoy got in there as well. And Makai Johnson was the last to come off the pile.
Bob, we talked about how Father Judge, mobile quarterback and, kind of more of a rushing attack. They've been far more successful throwing the ball today. Trying to, having, Yurkov kind of just drop back and look for his weapons deep and see if they can make a play. So far, Appling has made 2 really, really big plays. I think that's the recipe for success more than running the ball down 14 when there's not many possessions left in the game.
Second down and 8. Rome comes in motion. Now 3 receivers and 3 guys on the outside jumped. Back it up behind the sticks. It'll be second down and 13. Of note, congratulations to the St. Joseph's Prep Hawks on winning the PCL Red Division title. They had won a bunch in succession. The only 2 since 2015 that did not go in their favor was 2015 to LaSalle. Chris Ferguson led LaSalle Explorers team as we hit the end of the third quarter here at Springfield. The only other one was 2021 when last year's LaSalle Explorers took down St. Joe's Prep in that one. But congrats to the Hawks. They are back on top here in the PCL Red Division. Certainly earned it as they took care of business against Roman Catholic 35. Might have even been 42-0 before that one wrapped up. A game played at Cardinal O'Hara High School last night. And they're as good as advertised, Will. It'll be a challenge for whoever wins next week's game between LaSalle and Father Judge. But the winner of that game will get St. Joe's Prep on the weekend of November 11th for a chance to advance to the city title game and the District 12 title.
Yeah, Bob, I clearly remember last year sitting at Franklin Field talking about that St. Joe's Prep super sophomore class. Now they're juniors, and man, are they good. Their wide receiver core goes like, they've got Division I players who are coming off their bench. Their defense, as good as advertised. Samaj Jones, really great quarterback, and their coaching staff, you can't say enough about them as well. So that St. Joe's Prep team, a fun team to watch.
Second down and 13. Yurkov scans, and he'll run out of time. Daryl Dangoy in there on the sack, and he had a couple of accomplices with him. A great play by the entirety of that LaSalle defensive line.
Yep, no blitz there. Just we're gonna bring our 4 guys, and if you're gonna drop back and try to throw, we're gonna get to your QB, and they did a nice job there. But again, I think it's the right play call from Father Judge. The game is. There's not that many possessions left in it. 11-20 left in this game. 2-possession game. You got to be aggressive with the play call here.
Third down and about 16 yards to go. Yurkov scans and fires across the middle. Has Appling. Needs to get to the 48 and didn't. Maybe just past the 47 is what he needed. It'll be 4th down and 2, and Appling is down on the play. Tail end of that play, that was the hit there right at the end. So Del Jackson gets the tackle at the key moment. It'll be 4th down and 2, and again, we'll keep an eye on Appling. Hopefully he's able to get up on the play, but if and when he does, that offense I think, has to stay on the field on a 4th and short.
There's no doubt, and I think, Bob, again, I'm not qualified to be an offensive coordinator by any stretch of the imagination. I don't envy their jobs, but I think the look might be having Yurkov drop back, fire. But if there's nothing there, by having, kind of 4 wide receivers going out for a route, that's when it's going to be open for him to kind of sneak up the middle for 3 yards, rather than a design play like that where LaSalle can kind of stack the box a bit.
And that's where Joe Leitner and John Steinmetz, if they feel that's going to be the look, can adjust by going to a zone coverage, where instead of the defenders turning their eyes downfield and looking at the receivers and trying to go step for step, keep those eyes in the backfield and essentially serve as a spy while still staying in coverage. Interesting chess match here at Springfield.
And appling off the field here as well. That's another aspect that you got to look at. And you've got a guy like Sean McFadden or Mike Filippo who can kind of spy a quarterback if necessary, if that's what they believe is gonna happen. I doubt it's just a straight run. They haven't been able to get that type of yardage on designed run plays.
4th down and 2. LaSalle showing blitz. And they'll bring it on the outside. Throw nearly intercepted. It's going to be a turnover on downs. Great defense there by Kelby Hampton. And that one almost had 6 points written on it for Hampton if he's able to come up with it. Great anticipation.
Absolutely. Kelby Hampton, that's a couple times that LaSalle defensive backs have kind of jumped that slant route. Del Jackson earlier in the first half, and then Kelby Hampton there. And you just got to tip your cap to Kelby Hampton and say that's a heck of a play.
McSorley back out on there on the field. Stevie Davis in the backfield with him. A chance to really look to salt this one away if they can punch one in. They start with great field position. Davis off the right tackle. He gains a bunch of yards after initial contact. Thrown out of bounds at the 31. That's a gain of 14 yards and a first down. Watch him just pop out of that right there. Incredible. And doesn't fool our cameraman / color commentator Will Ryan along the way either.
Bob, I was going to say, he absolutely did have me a bit fooled. I thought he was wrapped up in that pile, and then I guess luckily before he got out of the screen, I was able to move it over to catch up to number 1. And with that, again, special thanks to Brendan Olimpo. 103 yards for Stevie Davis on 11 carries.
The offense starts to look a lot better when you have playmakers like Stevie Davis on the field. And guys like Noel Henry, who catches that slant pass. First down and a lot more for Noel Henry. Getting down to about the 17-yard line. Gain of 14 and a first down.
Tell you what, Bub, I'm really impressed by John McSorley at quarterback. Really calm, cool, and collected. For a guy just making his kind of second appearance as a varsity quarterback, he's not someone who's going to take that deep shot down the field per se. Though he had a big passing play in that Roman Catholic game, but safe throws, no real dangerous plays thus far. And when he's running, he gets downhill hard.
Davis on the give. Pulled down from behind, and the guy was getting pulled from behind like he was on a sled. Sean Broderick, number 52. Great job for him to bring down Stevie Davis, but look at him. He starts at about the 15, and he ends up at about the 12.
Yeah, whatever it takes.
Second down and 5 after that gain by Stevie Davis to cut the sticks in half. 9 minutes and ticking here in the fourth quarter. A score here would really put this one away for LaSalle. And it would assure that they host in the District 12 quarterfinals. State play is coming your way next weekend. This the last Saturday, really one of the last games in all of Pennsylvania for high school regular season play, Will.
Yeah, absolutely. And they say that was Teron Pete on the stop there, usually number 11, I suppose wearing number 68 today, and he was shot out of a cannon to bring up this third down for the Explorers. Teron Pete, we see him on the basketball court as well. We've called his games multiple times.
Sure have. 3rd and 8. Screenplay for Noel Henry. What good blocking out front by Ryan Sorge. He'll follow him all the way in. Touchdown.
Bob, you know why that gets you fired up? Mentioned earlier today, Ryan Sorge don't believe he's touched the football today. Does that matter? No, absolutely not. Ryan Sorge says, I'm still going to lay a big-time block and get my buddy Noel Henry into the end zone. That's fun to watch.
26-6. And it was a little bit of bully ball that time from Ryan Sorge, sealing his man on the outside, not getting outside the shoulder pads, not holding, but just sealing that defensive back. Really good. And the extra point is good from Andrew Park. It's 27-6.
A bit of a cherry on top for the drive. Obviously struggled with the special teams earlier today, and that just kind of shows how the vibe has changed. You see Ryan Sorge out there, it just seems like there's some excitement along the sideline right now. And that's what happens when you have that type of effort play to get on the board.
Listen, coaches say all the time, what are your goals for the season? And there are select few teams that goal is to go win a state championship, and that's the overt goal. A lot of coaches would tell you, and Jay Wright made this famous, he said we want to be playing our best basketball in that case at the end of the season. And I don't know if this could qualify as that because there are so many injuries to this LaSalle team, and it just doesn't look the same as they did on August 27th at North Penn. But I'll tell you what, they have found something here, Will. They needed to look inside. They needed to find new roles in John McSorley's case and beyond. And that's going to go out of bounds at the 1-yard line. It's not a procedural penalty because it was touched by Father Judge. And it goes from bad to worse for the Crusaders. Another look here as it was fumbled and took a fortuitous hop there for LaSalle.
Yeah, Bob, I can't help but think, obviously we're not at the end of this fourth quarter yet, but look back to the end of that first half, and there was that penalty with about 30 seconds left, and you're saying, what the heck is LaSalle doing here? And now you flip that switch and you say, man, things are getting bad for Father Judge. And that's because LaSalle has really brought up that intensity. And you start to feel that pressure when you say, hey, that team on the other side is playing well. This is from a Father Judge standpoint. That team on the other side is playing well. Now I feel like I need to make a play, and you kind of get ahead of yourself, and you end up on the 1-yard line.
And now they're just looking to get out from the shadow of their own goalposts, and they'll do that via a sneak. It's actually a nice little run there for a gain of maybe 2 yards. Point I was making at the end there as well, Will, is, this team isn't as healthy as they were in game one, but they found something, and they are starting to play. This is their best half of football that they've played since the second half against North Penn.
Yeah, Bob, and the other thing, you talked about the Jay Wright saying. There's another saying that you hear a lot of coaches, and you say, hey, you just want other teams to say, hey, that team plays hard. And you feel like this game specifically, LaSalle's playing hard.
And it's right when they need it. Listen, every goal that they want is still in front of them. Still pushing hard now as they push the running back for a loss of 1. 3rd down and about 8 coming up. So they'll play Father Judge next week, and no doubt it'll be a very determined Crusaders team with vengeance on their minds, looking to end LaSalle's regular, well, really at that point, season overall with a postseason exit. LaSalle looking to win that game, and the winner would play St. Joe's Prep. Obviously, these teams all know each other very well at this point. They play a round-robin schedule in the PCL Red Division and then a rematch at district and postseason play time. But what answers can LaSalle find over the next week or two, take into next week's playoff game against Father Judge? And if they are so fortunate, can they put their best game plan on the field against St. Joe's Prep for the last game of basically Catholic League play, which would be a District 12 semifinal? Only one team would advance.
Yeah, I love every year, Bob. We kind of have to explain the Catholic League District 12 playoff situation because it's a confusing one, there's no doubt. But no, certainly, I agree with you in terms of how these teams are getting familiar with each other. And what worked this week won't necessarily work next week. Both these coaches obviously value film study, and they'll be able to look at the film, and it's not this team did that against this team. It's this team did that against us, right? We know what they do against us, and we know what we did against them. And it's just an interesting, way to kind of look at film, and it's a great opportunity for both teams to build a really nice game plan and kind of refine what they're going to bring next week.
And for that quick introduction, so there are 6A, 5A, 4A, down to 1A, as there's a decent run up the middle. It'll be third down at about 5. The red division is made up of teams in 6A and 5A, which is essentially large schools in Pennsylvania within the Pennsylvania Interscholastic Athletic Association. Third down and 5 coming up. They need just past the 25-yard line for a first down. Yurkov takes the snap. He rolls and fires. It'll be incomplete. Fourth down, and I don't know if that offense will stay onto the field or not. And it looks like there's a big change in personnel. But Father Judge, LaSalle, and St. Joe's Prep are in that large school division. Now, you don't get used to that because that changes every year. Last year, Roman Catholic was in 6A, as was Archbishop Wood. Those two teams have since dropped down to 5A, but don't expect their basketball teams to be in 5A. They're going to remain in 6A because there's something called a success formula, and those basketball teams have been really good. Jimmy Dolan comes to make the catch and is able to scoop that up.
And Bob, to add another level of complication to it all, while one boys basketball team might be one thing, the girls basketball team could be something completely different.
And again, based on enrollment and success formula, the two drivers there. But for football, I feel like I'm confusing people even more. So here's where we're at for football. Roman Catholic and Archbishop Wood. They're both going to get a bye this week because they are the only two 5A teams. And so that District 12 semifinal, which is the two remaining Catholic League teams at whatever classification, play on that weekend of the 11th, and that winner goes to play the Philadelphia Public League representative from that same classification on the weekend of the 18th of November. Then you really get into state playoff time because that winner will go, at least in 6A's case, to go play the representative from District 11 in a quarterfinal. The winner of that game plays District 1's champion in the semifinals. And so what that means for LaSalle is backing it up to the 6A side. LaSalle, St. Joe's Prep, Father Judge are the three 6A Philadelphia Catholic League teams. There's a run up the get by Chris Filippo. So St. Joe's Prep, by winning the Red Division title, certainly the 1 seed. LaSalle and Father Judge, by default, will be 2 and 3. Both teams had one Catholic League win coming in. The winner of this one will be the 2 seed and thereby host the other next week. Winner of that game will go play St. Joe's Prep. That'll be the same weekend that Archbishop Wood and Roman Catholic play in a rematch of what was a 1-score game back in early October. So we got some big football games and what should be really good ones coming up over the next 2 weeks in the Philadelphia Catholic League. How was that? Concise? Here's Chris Filippo to the second level, a big run inside the 40.
But we've got to, oh dear God.
Flags all over the place. Mike Carroll got into it, and there was a holding penalty, and then the officials coming all the way from the other side of the field to hand that head official right side of your screen now.
Yeah, there might be an unsportsmanlike on Carroll here as well.
I believe so.
Yeah.
He seems to get mixed up from time to time, does he not?
Yeah, I think that's a safe thing to say. But no, Bob, great job on that explanation. It's obviously something tough for us to follow as kind of people who follow it for not for a job, but as broadcasters. So the fan, if you guys can follow that story from Bob there, more power to you. But
hard enough to follow, let alone articulate. Yeah. So they backed him up on that penalty against the Explorers. I think they only called the holding. It was just interesting because Carroll had taken one of the Father Judge Crusaders to the ground, physical block, and that flag came in, and as the official was calling holding, the gentleman ran 40 yards across the field to tell the head official in the white hat something, and then they just stuck with the call of holding. Filippo on 2nd and 10 now has 3 yards out to the 43. 3 minutes and 41 seconds left.
Bob, something that I wanted to say, Chris Filippo as a running back, he kind of brings a completely different dynamic. You look at Stevie Davis's build, kind of a short bowling ball type running back, and then Chris Filippo is kind of a taller, lengthier, longer, just a really solid option for this Explorers team. And then you can go with Sean McFadden as well, who's just like the most physical guy on the field sometimes. So it's really cool.
Filippo on 3rd down gets to the edge. Spins, but had his foot on the sideline. 4th down and short. Clock stops with 2:58 to go.
Yeah, Bob, and that's where, like, Chris Filippo's not necessarily going to be breaking tackles and stuff, but he might be able to get around guys with those long strides. 4th down, 27-6. It looks like the offense will stay on the field.
Yeah, 1 first down here just about ends it, unless Father Judge would look to burn timeouts at that point. But rather than trying to deal with a punt, you haven't punted the ball, to my recollection, once today.
And new punter, I believe, Nick Remish, inactive today. So it would be Andrew Park back there.
I think you can understand the decision-making at that point.
Yeah, Timmy Smith was still on the sideline, and you kind of anticipated a timeout. I guess we need to go over some personnel changes. Timmy Smith into the game, Aiden McPaul into the game, obviously Chris Filippo getting the bulk of the snaps at running back now. New offensive lineman Jack Lamort, senior, into the game. So it's nice to get some seniors in here on senior night and give them an opportunity.
Jack Lamort, by the way, you'll remember his brother Tommy Lamort was a LaSalle quarterback, a starter his senior year. Actually played the first year that LaSalle returned to Franklin Field since the 60s when they played Malvern Prep, and had a pretty nice season. Tommy Lamort did. Great family as well. I was really, really good friends with Dan Lamort in high school, and his, just tremendous family there from head to toe.
Yes.
Love the Lamorts.
Mrs. Lamort,
yes,
one of the nicest women that you will ever meet.
100%.
Just a fact, yeah. Lucky enough to be family friends with them.
Well, tell them that I said hello next time you see them, please. 4th down and 3. They keep the offense on the field. Tim Smith takes the snap and gives it to Chris Filippo. He's got the first down. Across midfield, Filippo, a nice day running the football and developing a little 1-2 punch here, Will. Stevie Davis and Chris Filippo, if they can kind of build this here. Again, 2 more games if they get to that point against Catholic League opponents. And if they can somehow, certainly go reverse the trend again. Continue on for the tournament. But can you find a way to build more depth here? They have it at the running back position. How do you get those 2 guys involved?
Yeah, and Filippo's up to 46 yards rushing, and it hasn't been that big play. It's kind of been a couple 5 yards, couple 7 yards, couple 3 yards, just kind of what you like to see from a backup running back.
And a flag comes in. That's Oates. And we'll get a flag on the play. First, we want to tell you, though, about Sparing Law. If your business is fighting over a contract or is owed money, you'll quickly realize the legal system is confusing and stressful. Sparing Law Firm has years of experience aggressively helping businesses and business owners navigate the legal system so that they can focus on what they want most, living their lives and running their businesses. Call Sparing Law Firm today for your free consultation at 484-250-9058 or visit the website at sparinglegal.com. That's 484-250-9058 or sparinglegal.com. I think everybody heard that, Brendan, but go ahead, Will.
The Explorers are up to 100 penalty yards today.
I tell you what, when you say it that way, it sounds. Anyway, 2nd down and 4. In all seriousness, want to thank Brendan Olimpo for his great work on stats here today and all season long. Quite frankly, Will, it's a part of the broadcast that's brand new for us. And it's really accretive to what we do. We used to rely, and we still do rely on Huck for all the stats coming into the game. I'd have to rely on like a timely DM on Twitter with halftime stats, which we still always appreciate, Huck. But Brendan brings it into live time, and it's fantastic. Thank you so much.
Yeah, and overall, I think statistics in high school sports are so underutilized. And when you have kids, students like Brendan Olimpo, who kind of can bring those statistics that are available to life and bring them into a broadcast, it's just a great aspect of our broadcast. And many thanks to Brendan for that.
3rd down and 10. Tim Smith remains in the shotgun, 2 receivers to the near side. 53 seconds and ticking. Could be the last snap of the football game. Filippo stretches to the edge, and it will not be the last snap of the football game as he runs out of bounds with 34 seconds left. But we will take this time to tell you about Next Play basketball tryouts. Next Play Spring AAU tryouts kickoff on Wednesday, November 9th. Make sure to get the details and register at nextplaybasketball.com/teams. Don't miss your chance to earn a spot in the Next Play basketball program, where you will get excellent coaching that will help you become a better player, teammate, and leader. Thanks to Ryan Ansel, Matt Paul, and that great organization over at Next Play Basketball for sponsoring us and sponsoring high school athletics. Also, I don't know when or how, but I am sorry. Our scoreboard kind of went down to zeros for a moment there, but the score here is 27-6, 35 seconds left. Smith, nice throw and catch, taken down at the 39-yard line.
Yeah, absolutely, and I guess on 4th down, a knee was not in the cards. Kind of had to realize that it was 4th down there. You think, 30 seconds left, a knee would end the game. It would not. It would be a turnover on downs and obviously a dead ball. But shout out to the coaching staff there, getting Carson Nijelski a catch, a senior. It's just always a nice moment for these seniors to get involved. They work as hard as anyone in terms of guys who might not get in all the time. They still go to practice every day. They still, go in the weight room every day. They still have film study. They work as hard as the starters do, and it's nice to see them get rewarded.
Hey, what we didn't do today? We did not actually do Where You At, because I think most of the answers we would have gotten was in front of the TV watching the Phillies game. But I do want to give a shout-out to Robert Costello, who says, "Go Judge, class of 1972 grad." And you know what? Every time we come and do these games, we certainly follow LaSalle around. And Will, you're a LaSalle student. Brendan, a LaSalle student. Danny Rovey, a LaSalle student when we do these games. But we do this for the entirety of the Catholic League, right? We do it for home and road fans. Most of these teams don't have their own broadcast. So we're thrilled that you're here, Robert, and all the other Judge fans that have watched. We will see you next week, as it turns out, and we look forward to that one as well. But Philadelphia Catholic League is a fraternity. When one does well and when one succeeds, all succeed. And, yeah, big fan of this Judge program, always have been, and look forward to next week. 1st down and 10. Eric Smith takes the give. And that is an interesting thought as well, Will, as that'll be the last snap of the game. Keep that in the back of your mind. Eric Smith is an explosive running back. LaSalle did a good job to keep him in check, but he had a touchdown catch that was called back on a penalty. He is a guy that if Father Judge wants to take care of business and beat LaSalle next week, I think needs to be a big key. Today it was the LaSalle defense subduing him and the rest of the Crusaders, and they win going away 27-6.
Yeah, there's no doubt. And just some final statistics from, again, our friend Brendan. LaSalle, 260 total yards of offense. At halftime it was 81, so obviously a tale of two halves for LaSalle. Really nice second half. It was mostly the run attack never really opened up the passing game too much, but Noel Henry, if there was one part of the passing game that was good, it was Noel Henry. For Father Judge, 154 yards of total offense. And again, I think you have to look at Nymir Appling. Obviously got banged up a little bit, returned to the game, but he's their big play threat. And if Father Judge wants to win, it's getting Nymir Appling involved. There's no doubt about that. Again, thank you to everyone for tuning in. It was a fun one to broadcast here from Springfield High School, and I'll turn it over back to Bob.
Well, one more comment on the YouTube stream since we sort of asked for where you at. Joan Campbell checks in and says, great game by LaSalle. Thanks, Joan, for watching, and thanks, everybody, for watching this evening. Next week, the District 12 semifinals. It is postseason football time officially. This will be one of the last games that goes final in all of the state of Pennsylvania in the regular season here in 2022. LaSalle wins this one 27-6. We will let you know where and when the next game will be played. Follow us and subscribe to us on YouTube to get all those updates. And for our entire team here today, Brandon Olimpo, Will Ryan, I am Bob Long saying so long from Springfield. Congratulations to all the seniors that were honored here tonight. Congratulations to the school for a successful homecoming weekend. And we can't wait to see you guys next Friday and at a stadium near you. Good night, everybody. And I guess I'll say it. Go Phils.